What's going on, people? Jay here, and welcome back to another episode of Drivecast. I don't know what episode it is because I don't check.
40!
We
It's
are
actually
going to
40.
be...
It's our 40th anniversary.
40th
Oh shit!
Woo!
Skr,
Only
skr,
me and
skr,
CJ
skr,
have actually
skr.
gone for all 40
Skr.
episodes. Fun fact.
So today what we are going to be speaking about is Need for Speed updates. So we've seen some dope ass shiznit come out of Ben Walk's lips or fingers, if you want to be technical. So neons of the shit, shiznit like that stuff. Okay, Need for Speed stuff, obviously. Then we've got Forza Horizon 3 wishlist, so things that we want to see on a game that might not even be good. Season passes, DLC, and the current DLC trend, and obviously the Q&A answers from y'all.
I say hold up! Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish. But I wanna... Okay, so, for those who watched last week, you may realise that my internet was being a keck, and halfway through I was like, and I didn't get to finish off what I was saying. Now, let's rewind back to last week. Should we rewind back? Okay. Oh my god, the reviews from Need for Speed are stupid. Oh my god, I really don't like them. Yes, I don't like them either. Oh, some people are stupid. Yeah, they are. Okay, so now we've rewinded. That was what we were talking about. And basically, I didn't get to finish what I was saying, and I was going to go on to a really good point. Now, I can't even remember what that guy's channel was called. Fail Race?
Fail race.
Fail Race?
Yeah,
I said some stupid shit, straight up. I didn't have a chance to make a commentary about this, I really want to do that. And I just kind of want to vent out my anger about Fail Race. So, basically...
Fail Race triggers me!
So basically...
Do I have to do it?
Basically, he basically judged Need for Speed on the fact that it's an arcade racer and not a simcade racer, similar to how Forza is. He judged the game on stuff like the fact it didn't have wheel spin, the fact that, you know, I don't know, the cars just didn't handle realistically front wheel drifting as well, kind of front wheel drive drifting. I want to say right now, I know it's kind of not the right time to mention it because we've already done all that shit, but if you take Need for Speed and you expect it to be a simcade experience, no, there's something very, very wrong with you. It's an arcade game. If you're judging the game on the fact that you don't have wheel spin in a 1,000 horsepower car and that you go straight into a wall, you're deluded and you need to re-look what Need for Speed is. It's a fucking joke. The people who take the piss out of this game and say shit like that for no apparent reason doesn't make any sense. IGN constantly contradicted themselves. You know, they didn't really moan about the lack of progression in Motorsport 2012, but they said that the progression in Need for Speed 2015 was short. There wasn't any progression in Motorsport 2012 at all, besides the blacklist, which was really just a selection of races. It wasn't really proper progression.
It wasn't even a blacklist. It's just a shoddy, like, redone of blacklist.
So, on a final note, I can't really finish it to kind of the standard I'd want to because the kind of time's already passed now. But Fail Race's video didn't really make a lot of sense. He kind of basically complained that it wasn't Forza Horizon 2. IGN, very confused, don't know what they're talking about. And I think generally people are just confused and they don't know what they want, or they just like to find things to moan about, and that's all I have to say on that matter. I want to say sorry for the fact that I did lag out last week. It wasn't me. I actually found out what the issue was. Basically, Virgin Media is shit. It's basically what they've got extreme autism, and the
Americans, Virgin Americans,
week.
and Americans and other nationalities that don't know what Virgin Media is. It's a
Virgin Media, yeah,
Yeah, they're here too.
Them niggas got Virgin. Oh, I mean, those people have Virgin Media too.
Doesn't exist in my
Yeah, we
country.
do.
Virgin Media is
Oh,
worldwide.
okay.
It doesn't
Yeah.
exist in my country.
Okay, so let me
Virgin
be being a
Media.
dumbass.
Uruguay.
Nope. It doesn't. We don't have Virgin Media.
So everywhere except Uruguay. Everywhere except Uruguay. Yeah. Yeah. They were being the asshole, and that was basically what it was to it.
Okay,
So,
you done with your rant?
I'm done with my rant. Let's go on to Need for Speed updates.
Okay.
I'm eating food, by the way, so if I like kind of go in and out, that's why. Drive
What's
Club.
going on
Drive
there?
Club.
In the Need for Speed case.
Drive Club.
Kill yourself.
Nigga, I don't know where mine is. Mine was in here, but now it's in my PS4. So, who wants to start off this topic? I can't restart it because I'm eating food and I'm trying to get this down my throat, just like Nine Inch Nails. So someone else needs to. Someone else needs to do this.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Nine Inch. Go.
So,
Yesterday, some new Need for Speed news was announced on Need for Speed's website. I think it was called Under the Hood. It was the first,
Yeah.
I guess,
Hold up.
look at Under the Hood. So basically, what this is they just announced what they're going to add in future content updates, including this one, where in this one they are going to improve. I think the biggest points were they're going to improve the AI, meaning that they're going to be less rubber banding. But I kind of like it just because it gives you, it makes you push toward.
Speedway, you gotta stop
winning,
fucking sucking
just-
on that thing because it's autistic as fuck. Carry on. Sorry, that was really annoying.
But I mean, I like how they're updating the AI. I didn't really kill yourself. Seriously. I didn't I didn't particularly hate the AI previously. I was okay with it. But now that they're improving the AI to be less rubber bandy, I like that. Also, the
If it
biggest
leads to-
one.
If it leads to intelligent AI, that's only a good thing.
Yeah, there you
Although
go.
I do like how it's a bit ridiculously hard on some races, just because
Yeah.
it forces you to be a better gamer. So I know where you're coming from, babe.
Yes.
But
But I mean, component parts was one of the races that were, fucking that race was hard for certain people and they were moaning about it. And I think that was one of the reasons why. Yeah, like CJ because it's trash at Need for Speed.
Amy's 180SX outbeating my freaking event to the my Murcielago.
Okay, and I had a 600 horsepower BRZ, so suck my dick.
Yeah, it's because all the AI crashed at the end. That's how I won it after like.
No,
10
that's not how I won.
No,
that's how you
I
said
won.
you won.
I won
That's how
via
I
skill,
won.
kid.
perfected that race. 1v1 me on component parts. I'll fuck any of
Same.
y'all up.
Same.
I'm so good at that race
Let's
now.
hug. I'm gonna hug you, Cam. Let's hug.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
what they kind of need to do is get like a basic premise for the AI intelligence, basically meaning how I don't want it to be to the point where it's super easy to outrun in the fact that I'm beating them by at least like a minute, because that's ended up what's happened on like older Need for Speeds, like
That's what happens
undercover
on
stuff.
this
I would
game
end
for
up
some
beating the
races.
AI like a minute. So, but I kind of
Especially
want
in the
them
drift
to be.
races. In the drift races, you win
Yeah.
by basically the minute equivalent in points.
I know what needs to be
Yeah.
added in a difficulty level system.
There already is one.
Easy.
There already is.
Come again?
Like,
Races
There
are
are already
easy,
some
medium,
races
hard.
with easy.
No,
medium.
I mean like you can choose.
yeah, like in undercover.
But you can
That's
choose
what he
a
means.
race.
So
Like,
easy, medium, hard, very hard.
but I feel like there
It's
should
already.
be some. I mean, there should
Hmm?
be a lot. There should be challenge. I'm not saying there shouldn't be challenge. but
What he means, Cam, is he's saying when you go into a race, there should be a setting to
Oh,
set it
I get you.
as
So basically, for every
easy,
single
medium,
race,
hard.
you mean easy, medium, hard. So like,
like
how
Yeah,
component parts
or
now-
when you
Yeah.
component parts
In
now is hard
underground.
only, but you would want it to be
yeah.
like, so when you go there, you can pick between all of them.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
like,
But you
even
get, like,
before
less
you start
money.
before you start the actual game itself, at the very start, you choose what difficulty you
I
want
think
to play the
that'd be
game.
hard just because it's always online.
yeah,
Because think
but
about
then
it,
again,
when I roll up to a race and you guys are just chilling there and you're like, we're just chilling
Oh,
our
yeah.
cars, we're not actually going into a race, and I'm playing on extreme, and let's say CJ's playing on very easy. And I start
yeah, that's
that
not
race,
gonna
work.
I
Bullshit,
start
I
that
wouldn't
race, and
do
CJ's
that.
like, what happened? This is mad, and it's not. That wouldn't work, I don't think. But
Mm.
yeah,
What?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I-
CJ would be the only one moaning out of all of us, saying, "This is too hard. This is too hard for me. I'm not gonna get first place. So fuck you guys. This is too hard."
I would like to see easy, medium, hard on the actual races themselves, though. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
like in underground, but you get like less money if you do it on an easier difficulty than a harder
Yeah.
one.
But
Yeah.
obviously, you don't only do easy because you're not any good at the game.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Freaking what's I was gonna say. Fucking
But yeah,
like-
anyway, other than updating the AI, they're also adding in mirroring for the vinyl, or they're adding blah, 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 blah. They are adding a mirror feature in the vinyl wrapping thing. When you edit your vinyl,
They're adding in mirroring.
there you go. Yeah, there you go. I couldn't word it.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be that's so helpful because that will save you. Well, one, that will save you time, and two, you could be a lot more accurate. You could be accurate with
Accurate.
you could be accurate with having your vinyls show up on one side and you get to have it mirrored on the other side. So say, for example, if I made, okay, I'll use Cam as an example. If I have an east side or skyline and I have if I have the vinyl on the
Good
side,
one.
I get to mirror it. Yeah, he has a good
no,
one.
you don't have letters. No.
Nah, Niggy. Like, I don't even care. Like, because I'm hardcore. I'm hardcore, so I mirror all my designs anyway, Niggy. I don't need.
That is chicken pie. It looks like sick. I wanted to point out so you
Jerk
guys
chicken.
saw what I was eating.
Jerk chicken.
Back to what I was saying about mirroring and stuff. That shit's cool. We've seen that in other games. We need to get onto the most important feature.
The most
No,
important.
Neon.
Undoubtedly,
Neon!
Yes.
Mirrors.
neons.
Mirrors.
Neons are coming back to Need for Speed. Let's talk about
After like, wasn't Underground 2 the last game to have it?
It was Underground 2, yeah.
11 years. Other than Need for Speed World, 11 years.
Initially, it's only going to be added to Amaro Hashisan's Diablo as a first look kind of thing. And that's what's coming in the next update.
Yeah.
So just want to make that clear because a few people don't know that. Then, over time, they're going to add it to everything. Hopefully, maybe. Basically, they're going to add it to quite a lot of stuff later on. Yes! Yes!
Okay, what do you mean by stuff? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Can you add it to cars or not?
What do you no? What do you mean by stuff? Like, do you mean the cars?
Yeah, they're going to add it. Over time, they're going to add it to more cars.
Okay.
So,
That's what you meant.
for what we're going to see, like, straight off the bat, is it only on Morohashi-san's Diablo, once you complete the Outlaw thread, which I've already done, so I'm going to get that shit straight away. Get the neons. And you know what I really hope? One thing I really hope that happens. Flashing neon. I said it. I want flashing neon. I want, like, epileptic fit neon. Like, that's what I want. Like, you look at it. Like that. That's what I want. I want flashing neon.
Yeah, he wants to kill me. He wants to kill me. Watch out.
I want, you know, having the choice to have it, like, dim. So having, like, a certain dim level to your neon. So low, medium, high.
That'd be actually really cool. You know how, like, the vinyls, or not vinyls, but the color works on your car. You can, like, tune it like that. That'd be really cool.
Midnight Club? Like in Midnight Club.
Or like Midnight Club, yeah.
I think one thing that would be cool, but probably won't be in the game, is so you can kind of go under the car and then pick where you'd like it to be. That's not something that I'd expect to be in there, but it's something I think would be quite cool. So like you could choose between like the front or just front only, like GTA does.
Well, like yeah.
So you can pick the front only, or the front back, or left right, or all of them, or maybe just right or whatever. That'd be cool. I think it's really good to see them back.
Oh yeah, that hype. The hype behind that is fucking amazing.
So,
but other than that, there's some other minor ones. Do you guys want to talk about neons more?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I haven't really got much else to say besides it's fucking sick, and I would just I haven't got much else to say.
Something else.
Yeah, but other than that, what is CJ saying?
No.
Was just
something else. Like it's a list of stuff that they're improving. Now I want to talk about.
Yeah, no, I'm reading it off the website right now.
Yeah. Keep going.
But I mean, other than that, they're gonna increase the level from 50 to 60. Pretty sure that's what it means, right?
Needs to have.
Yeah.
I hope this happens every month.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like
That'd
a
be
bigger
great.
jump
That'd
next
be a
month
good
as well. That'd be quite
I
cool.
was talking with CJ this, and I think it has a purpose. Like just the addition, for example, of neons. Like if they add it to cars, maybe it's going to be unlocked in one of Amy's missions at level 55 or something. Like that's what I thought. It could be like a good use to unlock the neon stuff. Like you have to keep grinding for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be like one of the ender game things. That's I said that really shittily. Like end game things where they promote people actually getting through the game to get neons and stuff. That'd be good. Yeah.
I mean, I think there should definitely be a level cap on it to get neons. So like a 60 level cap would be sick. But at the same time, it's like, I don't really mind. I don't mind. I mean, I just want to get my hands on it. I mean, whatever the level cap is going to be, I'm sure I'll be there in no time. Because just like all of us, like, we'll be playing this game almost religiously. So, I'm sure we'll all be there pretty ASAP. But I'm just glad they're adding into the game. It's the fact they're adding it in so early on, which gets me. The game hasn't even been out for a month, and they're already adding in neons, level caps, like 30 more preset vinyls.
Yeah, 30 more preset wraps. They're also adding in some new daily challenges just to spice things up a little bit. 3 more trophies and achievements, and then they just add general bugs bug fixes.
So I'm assuming
So.
what the achievements would be like are just something to do with the neons,
Neons.
maybe,
Yeah.
or like
Probably,
with the new
yeah.
daily challenges or something like that.
Yeah.
But
That's what I would think anyway.
has me so hyped. It really does have me so hyped. It's just
It does.
Think about it. This is month one.
Week
one
one.
out of
Week
how
one.
many? It's like there's gonna be so much more added in the future, and I can't wait to see the future of Need for Speed. It's only gonna.
I mean,
better.
like Cam
Yeah.
said, it's relatable to GTA Online in that we're gonna see a lot and a lot and a lot more content coming in as time progresses.
Yeah.
One thing that I think that is gonna happen, like I don't know if you've seen that Battlefield 4 is still getting support from the developers, and as I see that Ghost Games is getting a little bit bigger, I think they're gonna have one area in which it doesn't matter if they are preparing for Need for Speed 2017, I don't know, but they are still going to keep going, developing stuff for this game, updating this game. Like Battlefield 4 is still being updated, like till nowadays. I think they added Dragon Valley or something new.
I think it'll
last
keep being
week.
updated until the next Need for Speed comes.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like if the studio gets, for example, really big or something like that, like Battlefield, let's say, it could still be updated even though that another game comes out.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be cool, but
Don't
if they're
think
gonna add more devs to the team, I would like to see
Yeah.
more firepower than they put into this game. Because just imagine even more development or more staff in their development team just adding on to the next Need for Speed game after
Yep.
this one, rather than
Yeah.
just having the same amount and then having the extra ones or whatever work on this game still. I don't really see the logic in that because
I'd rather
if you
just have them all working on the next one and have the
Yeah.
next one just something ridiculous. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. I just want to see where it goes with the future. I feel like we're not paying for a game. That 40 quid, it's like a subscription to an on. Well, you're buying the game, but as well as that, you're buying like an equivalent season pass as well. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
not just buying the game. You're buying the game and you're buying a whole array of updates along with it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like it's like you bought the game and a season pass, but it's all in one bundle, and that's how it should be.
By the way, last time I was like driving around the city, and you know that the downtown area is not accessible. That is going
Yeah.
to be a map expansion. Like I can't get off.
It
my
has
head.
to be
Yeah.
It has to
because
be.
there's this part of Burnwood. There's this part of Burnwood. I'm not sure if you guys know the main road that goes kind of past the safe house or the garage or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that main strip of road, and at the end of that road, there's like a construction area.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And,
I
like,
mean,
it's
I
all
wouldn't
blocked.
doubt it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
They
doubt
said-
if that was a map
They
expansion.
said they don't have plans, but I think they've left themselves open to an opportunity almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean-
there's so much shit that could be added to this game. It's ridiculous. I mean, there's no
Yeah,
telling
there's-
at this time. Anything could happen. I wasn't expecting Neon so early, so who
Yes.
knows what they've got in store, really.
I mean, there's
knows?
there's pros and cons to next gen gaming. Obviously, the cons being on disc DLC, which Forza does, but there's also some pros being that you could just update the game infinitely until the next release.
Yeah.
But
Especially like an
It's
always
just-
online title with like Need for Speed.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
like-
lot easier than stripping
And
the game
crew.
down.
And the crew. They had
Yeah,
always online.
the crew's also another example.
Yeah.
I get that
Um,
because like with the crew, that shit had all like constant stuff added to it in terms of like the
Oh, yeah.
vinyls and
Yeah.
and specs as well. A lot of specs were added to a lot of the cars. Overall, that game was like I can see why that game was always online. As same with Need for Speed, because it is gonna be constantly updated. It's like a living ecosystem almost. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't wait to see what the future of Need for Speed holds. If there's one feature that you could see, like if you would want to see in the game, what would it be? Because one new feature that hasn't been announced in this update.
Clubs.
Could it be like a feature from any other Need for Speed game in the past? Or
Yeah, just anything that wasn't added in the game.
What was so hard
Yeah.
to understand?
That's what I'm trying to wonder.
Well,
Like, why are
so
you
hard to
trying to
understand
figure
about one
out?
feature. that
oh
you
my
want.
god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Well, I think clubs would fit into Need for Speed or Cruise.
Yeah.
Or
Ooh, I
Three,
think
I think
more
that was
race
good.
modes. More race modes.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
I want to see speed traps back. That would be sick.
Oh
if we
yeah.
had speed traps.
Speed traps
Oh,
would
yeah.
be good.
Hmm.
I want to
multiplayer
see.
matchmaking. Like in terms of like
Yeah.
how PvP does it.
Way
Yeah,
better.
I feel like it could be really competitive.
Yeah.
I would like to see territory battles and pink slips.
I don't
You
know
can
how
fit
that would
into
work.
a multiplayer pack.
If yeah, but if there's clubs, imagine like Jay said, if they're, for example, they create clubs. Like I would like to go and have a territory battle with another club.
But if
Yeah.
it
So
was,
Maybe not a
if
territory
it
battle,
was,
but maybe just battles.
yeah.
Generally.
Yeah, just like
but if,
battles.
see how the
and
crew's
stuff.
got the faction thing, how
Yeah.
they've got different factions.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
How they if you know, if your faction's first, you get a certain amount of money every month
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
think
but
that something like that could fit in. But,
I
you know,
don't find
rename
that
it.
being so competitive in the crew. Like to be
Yeah,
fair,
no.
I just joined the faction and I don't give a fuck how my faction is doing.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
I just joined the other day. Oh, I got 9,000 bucks. That's cool, I guess. But that's
What I feel like there should be I know where Jay's going with this. It kind of relates back to the Need for Speed World thing we were talking about last week. Is that you should create a team and you get to organize battles against other teams. So it's like a 4-on-4.
Yeah.
If there's only 8 people in the lobby. So like, but I would think like if you're gonna add crews in the game, I would say have the cap be like probably 8 players to 12 players or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna
Not
be it's
stupid
definitely
like
gonna be.
GTA.
Oh no, definitely not. But I would like to see something like that because I mean there shouldn't be that many because there's only 8 people available in a lobby. I mean that's still quite a bit.
Yeah.
But if you were to do a battle, it'd be a 4v4. So I think about 8 or 12 would be an appropriate number for a crew size.
Yeah.
That's just me anyway.
I think when it becomes like you can have 100 people in a crew, it becomes a bit meaningless.
Hold up, guys. I'm gonna be
It's more
I'll be
like
quick.
just being. Okay, he's dead. It's more like just being a part of a of like more of a fan base thing. Like say a YouTuber's
Yeah,
got a crew or
it's
something.
it's just the GTA crews are more like join my club and you get to have a clean tag on it. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of
Basically, the
meaningless.
Angels of Death, the Angels of Death, whatever they're called. You know that motorcycle gang, the Angels. I forgot what they're called.
knows.
Something Angels. They're the biggest crew, like motorcycle gang in the
Charlie's
United
Angels.
States.
Is CJ saying
Hell's
CJ
Angels.
saying something stupid?
No,
Yeah,
I don't
something
know.
about
I don't know what
motorcycle
this has.
club.
This
I
has
don't know
to
what
do
this
with the
has to do.
GTA crews and how it's so massive that it's just kind of there to be a part of something with a clan tag.
But
That's
even
kinda
then, that has somewhat of a meaning. Like GTA crews, it's just have a clan tag next to your name.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like. I mean, some crews take it to a different
Oh yeah,
level.
definitely.
Like, you know,
GTA
generally.
guys, yeah, looks mad.
Yeah, GTA Wise guy, he has their meets and stuff, and you know you have to apply to get in and all that. I get it, but I think when it becomes so many people, you can't really talk to all of them, and it's not really. Like,
It's not community based. Like
yeah,
I feel
I
like
doubt
if,
GTA Wise guy talks to each and every one of the members in
Yeah.
his crew because there's so many of them. So
It would
Yeah.
work with
Yeah.
like smaller YouTubers, but not when you're GTA Wise guy size.
yeah, it's a bit
That's
hard.
Yeah.
how I feel at least. I mean,
Yeah.
wait, what are we just talking about the crews in Need for Speed?
we're just
Yeah.
talking about crews in general, like in other games as well.
I
It's still
crew
relating
battles-
back to
crew
crews in Need for
battles
Speed.
could work in Need for Speed. My only issue is if you are doing battles and stuff and you're in a crew, if everyone just was to leave, then what does that mean for the crew?
they're fucking pussies.
No, but like, what about all those wins that you've got? Isn't it just like pointless?
Hmm.
I feel
What do
like
you mean?
if they're gonna add some type of competitive crew system, they need to add a multiplayer system as well first. Like the crew system alone, I think if you're gonna do that yourself, I think they could do it in a way where Horizon does it, where you can have unlimited people join your crew. Literally rip it off how Forza does it.
I guess.
But that brings me back to the point where it's kind of pointless and like if you can only have 4 people in a lobby versus another 4 people, I feel like the cap should only be like anywhere between 8 to
But in
16.
Horizon, you can only have like 24 people in, but you can have millions of people in a crew, and it still works.
Yeah, but that's not entirely a crew.
It
You
has
have
no
battles.
effect on the people who weren't added in though. Like if you only had like a crew of say 16 or 12, then it has much more of an effect than having like say 100 people in the crew. Like if you have 100 people and only 12 people played in that crew battle,
I mean,
it's kind of
only-
meaningless to the
only
other.
people who are really gonna have hundreds of people, like our popular YouTubers like Theo and GTA Wise Guy. For us, people like us, like how many people are in my crew of Horizon? Like what, 30, if that. Like, I feel like if you are going to go into competitive crew battles anyway, you are going to be talking to those people, like, daily anyway, or, like, very often. You're not going to go and join someone's crew and never talk to them, but still play crew battles with them. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, though, like, the crew battles wouldn't work if you had, like, 100 people on the crew, just because the 88 people who weren't involved in the crew battle, it's just going to be kind of meaningless to them, because there's that many people in a crew.
I think it's a good
It's kinda
idea. I
meaningless.
think Ghost could definitely do something with it, but it would be hard.
Yeah.
I expect, like, territory battles would be something which would be ridiculously hard, because A, there's no crews in the actual storyline, so they have to make some up.
Yeah.
B,
Mm.
I mean, with the amount of people that play Need for Speed, I don't really get how that would work, and I mean, you'd have to separate it into El Rey, into like Crescent Mountains, and then into the 2 downtown sections, and that's only 4 places which people can battle for, which doesn't make an awful
Not
lot
really.
of sense.
Like you can divide the city on millions of territory battles. I know, like the cities.
Not really, because then you're just repping, like, a fucking building.
Yeah, basically. Is what
Yeah,
you're doing.
but still, like I don't know. Like the idea is there.
I think
I
first
mean,
they need
I
to
know
add
if it
in-
works
They
in
need to
this
add in
game.
multiplayer for like actual competitive multiplayer.
Yeah.
If they can, I genuinely can see Need for Speed being a really good multiplayer online game. Like, if you get your tune right and the physics right, circuit races are mad. They could be mad. And another thing I'd love to see, Street X. I'm not sure
Ooh.
if I'm the only one.
I said that last time we talked about this, and you said that was no. You said no. The track's that stupid.
Oh, no, but
Oh,
you were
yeah,
saying
that's right.
track-
Oh
because
yeah,
we're
you
talking
did.
about-
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because remember, me and Cam were kind of on the same side. We were talking about how if there's a racetrack in the game, and how
I'm not talking about like
it wouldn't
on a
really
track.
work since
I'm
it's
just
all
talking
drive.
about like a figure 8, or like just a square, like in the city.
Well, in the
area.
city?
Yeah.
Oh,
the city
okay.
now.
I'm not talking about
That's
like,
moist.
a drift
I-
track gone Street X.
I mean,
Come,
it would
come,
still
come.
kind of be a circuit race if we were doing
like
a
in a
figure 8
parking
or
lot.
something.
But it would be the same because in Need for Speed Underground 2 you had like another handling system for Circuit X. I don't think they're going to change the handling system for this thing, especially
You
if
can do
it's
that
in
yourself.
the. Yeah,
You-
but it's
you
not
can
the
make
same
a Street
thing.
X car yourself.
But it's not the same thing though. Like it's not Street X. It's just another circuit race, just going around in circles. It doesn't matter if it's an 8, a circle. It's the same thing.
You could get rid of NOS easily, so there's no NOS in the race.
Honestly, I want you to take a big, deep think about this. Like, just think. Are you really telling me that a mini track, not a big giant track, not like, a big international track? I mean, like a small, track that a lot of towns in the US have, some towns in the UK have, that wouldn't work in Need for Speed. You're fully telling me that would not work.
I think it would.
You press the button
Yeah, because
to
of
go.
all drive.
It could mix in, but it could mix in with what do you call it? With the PvP you're talking about. Like, say you pull up to the track's doors, you press the button, you go into a lobby, and then you people join the lobby, and then you race around the circuit.
I see what you mean with
would
that,
work.
but since the game is heavily based around all drive, I see where you're going. Like, if you went into a private session, that would work. However, since all drive is such a big thing, and I think it's always going to be an occurring thing in this game, is if you were to go to the track, for example, and you were to do a race, and other people were already racing on that track, and you chose a different route than those other people, then you just see them going through the
Yeah.
guardrails.
Yeah, that's one huge.
That's what I mean. That's why I said it wouldn't work with all drive. However, I completely agree with you. If it was just a private lobby thing, I think that would work excellently. But since all drive is a thing in Need for Speed, I don't think that would work.
I mean, if and when manual gets added, because I know they said they're looking into it. So, like, if it ever
Yeah.
does get added, I'd love to see drag races come back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
they will,
Because
yeah.
there is definitely some sections where you could get drag races going, like on that one big bridge.
The bridge.
The bridge
Yeah,
on
with the lights.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
top of that.
The road that. Oh,
Is it El Rey? Or
oh, yeah. The one big in it's in El Rey. It's like next to the waterfall or something.
Yeah, that big road. That
It
would be
goes
perfect
above
for
the
drag
freeway.
races. Yeah.
It goes above the freeway. Yeah.
And like the little sections where you can go in and out of the oncoming and incoming traffic, and where the little barrel things are. Imagine doing a drag race,
Oh.
1-on-1. You're both on you're both on like one side, and there's two traffic cars coming on the other end, and you go through that little gap, and the other guy totals and you win. Imagine how sick that would be. I like
That'd be
those little
pretty
things
sick.
like
That'd
that.
be intense.
That'd be so sick. I think drag races.
I mean,
definitely have
but-
a purpose.
but that would make Niner fails at Drag Races 3. I don't want
yeah,
that to
I
happen.
remember that.
I'm so bad at Drag Races 2 9. You don't even know. I played that shit on
One
PC
thing-
for Underground 2 as well. I don't know how the fuck I do it on controller. I'll be awful.
One thing I would like to see added, since we're doing that still, is car meets. Like,
Oh yeah.
just straight
Actually, I
up
was
car
thinking
meets.
about something like that as well.
Like,
Yeah,
have
that'd be
them
pretty
go
cool.
into like a parking lot or something. You guys heard of Cars and Coffee, right? Or
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like cars and octane, cars and coffee. Yeah.
How would
That's
it-
one
something
thing I
like-
think about.
How do you think
So
it
something
would
like
work,
that,
CJ?
but more seedy and undergroundy.
How do you
You
think
know what
it
I
would
mean?
work? Because at the moment for that, like, okay, so
Like-
you can only have 8 in a lobby first off, and then people kind of
Yeah.
already do that outside the garage
Oh,
anyway.
that would kind of tie in. That would tie in with the all drive thing again because you'd have to be in a private lobby for that.
Also,
Okay,
but maybe it could be like Horizon, where they have designated.
that's what I
But
meant.
that's not really a car meet.
Well, that's crap
Hurts.
though. The car meets on Forza Horizon were totally just they just called it
They're
that
just
to try and get
lobbies.
people hyped.
Yeah,
They're
But
just-
they could be like places where you could go, show off your cars, and other people could like line up and stuff like that. And then you could get like style points for that. Like
I
on
get
your
that.
car,
I
if you have
actually
new
see
designs
that.
I
and
feel
stuff.
like you could already do that in Free Roam Alone, like just
Yeah.
meet up in a parking lot.
I don't
So
think there needs to be a mode because everyone does that outside. The garage is a meeting place. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
name me the amount of times you've gone outside the garage, lined up, and just started revving your engine next to some randomer. I've done that a good few
Yeah.
times.
plus, like
I
even
think-
I remember in the beta, me and I told you guys this. I think I also said on Drivecast once before, but just to make it short. So I was drifting in El Rey in the beta,
Some people
and
joined
just
you
3
and then
people
you were
started joining
together.
with me.
Yeah,
And then,
that's-
yeah, we're just parking in a parking lot, revving our engines, and then going again down the mountain. That was sick. But, yeah.
Where was that
There
going
you go.
to? You did a.
I'm just saying-
You did a
I'm
CJ
just saying
then.
it's
You were
a-
like, so I've got a story to tell, and then you told your story, and you were like, yeah, that's it.
No,
don't-
I'm saying, I was relating that back to... whatever, man. I was relating it to...
never mind, man.
We have a new CJ.
You're being infected.
Wow.
No, the autism. No.
I
But-
think can I say
Go,
something
babe.
now?
You've
'Cause
got, yeah, you've got the
maybe-
ball.
Okay.
Speaking of
Basically, I get what CJ's saying. It's not essential at all, but it is something that could be added in eventually. Like
Oh yeah, it's not
it's not like we need it. It's not like it doesn't serve a purpose, but it'd be quite cool to have like, you know, a close up look at people's cars. So like kind of like the way Forza Horizon does it. But if you've seen Test Drive Unlimited 2, where you could go into people's houses and look around their cars and stuff and get into them and rev them, something like that. But
Are you
like I
purposely
said,
doing a different accent, or is it
like I
just me?
said, it's not essential. So you know,
yeah.
it's just a query
Like
sort
the
of
Test
thing.
Drive Unlimited too, how at car meets and stuff, you could actually walk around and view their cars. That was pretty cool. But obviously,
Yeah.
seeing as Need for Speed game has like nothing to do with like walking around and stuff, creating characters and stuff, I doubt they would do that. But that it would be a cool idea to like have places where you could like zoom in on people's cars and view them.
Camera mode.
Like as
Yeah,
in
yeah, I said it. Camera
yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
camera.
Forza
Yeah,
Horizon
camera mode.
photo
Oh my
mode,
goodness, how did I not say that?
Drive Club photo mode, that needs to be added. Love to see that. That would make everything
Yeah.
so much easier.
There's no drive.
What I would like to see is the vinyl shop.
Yep, vinyl
Like,
store,
they're
vinyls.
crazy.
Yeah,
Final market.
that's what Speedway just said.
Yeah, he said final shop, but shop and a market are two different things. But whatever.
Shop and
no,
market
they're
are
the
the same
same
thing. You just
It's
buy
Like
vinyls
I
at the
bought
shop.
basically all the decals and stuff I got off of Forza Horizon 2 were from the thing. I
don't wanna see
never
it
really
full-on
made
vinyls
my
because
own.
that kind of force
So
it allows you to, like, you don't have to put as much effort into your car like I feel you should. But what I do want to see is people selling their designs on
I
the
want to sell my
storefront.
shit. I want to sell
like
my
the
shit.
rats.
Like, I want to sell my
They sell
Eastside
them.
Skyline for moolah, you know.
Ooh.
But
I want to
yeah,
make it rain
but
millions. Because think about it, if you hit lucky and you're like, and your car. Okay, so let me start again. So if you hit lucky and your car gets like loads of buys, you could become a millionaire out of that shit, and you could literally be rewarded for being a good painter. And I think that's just a great thing that could be added in the future.
yeah,
I'd
yeah
love
Bob
to see
Ross of the Need for Speed game.
I just want to sell my vinyls. I'm not gonna buy anything. I just want to sell my vinyls. I get money
Yeah,
to it.
but I like the
Just when you say
idea
that,
of
but in
buying.
Forza especially, like I said that myself, but I bought I basically used everything I could.
I'm a designer, man. I design my shit. Okay. I see
Shiniqua,
the car.
I know how you feel though. I was gonna be like him. I was like 44.
I
I ain't gonna buy no one shit. I'm gonna use my own shit. And then I bought an Eddie Scott or something.
I see the car. I see the car. I grab the shapes. I smoke weed. I imagine.
No, it doesn't matter if you don't like, you know, the idea. Like if you don't do it, it's just
Yeah,
some people
other
can't
people
do it. Some people genuinely can't do it. They don't have the creative mind to do it. In Forza, I genuinely couldn't do it because I was kind of intimidated by it. It was like, oh, how am I gonna? What, you did that with shapes? Huh? Shapes? And for some reason, Need for Speed was kind of more. I felt a bit more relaxed with it.
With
I don't
Need
know.
for
It's
Speed,
a
I
bit
feel
less
like encouraged to
intimidating.
make
It's weird.
designs. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if you guys are like if you don't feel like way, but when I go into the vinyl shop, Forza feels a bit like foreign and a bit like too serious. But Need for Speed, it feels like Amy's sitting there with like I'm holding Amy's hand and she's like, "I'm gonna help you make this design," and I'm like, "Okay." That's what it feels like.
God. And the fan fiction begins.
I didn't know. But
Oh
Oh,
god.
yesterday,
Amy's paint shop.
yesterday I got the
Oh
copy of,
shit.
yesterday I got the copy of Need for Speed, and I was streaming to you guys. The first thing I did, apart from the tutorial shit that you have in the beginning, I didn't know what the hell that is. I grabbed my Subaru, and I went to the vinyl shop. That's the first thing I did, and I started creating the vinyl. Like that, I'm a designer, man. I'm a
That shit looks
master.
nice. Like
Yeah,
like
it looks nice.
on Need for Speed regularly,
Minus
if you
the
don't
piss
have a
green.
vinyl on your car.
Minus the piss
What?
green, it looked nice.
Oh yeah, minus the piss.
Yep.
But anyway, what was I saying? Fuck. You made me lose my train of
Forza
thought, you
Horizon.
asshole.
I actually can't remember
Oh,
what
oh
you
yeah,
said
oh yeah.
either.
This is what I was gonna say. This is what I was gonna say. So, regularly in Need for Speed, if you don't have a wrap on your car, in a sense, you feel kind of naked. Like you kind of want to put a wrap on your car.
Yeah,
You know what
even
I
if
mean?
it's something basic.
Yeah.
None of my
yeah, I
cars
mean,
have no wraps on. All of my cars have a wrap on. Like,
Same.
I find it hard not
Yeah.
to do it.
I mean,
you just feel naked.
I've got one where it's just got a few stickers here and there, but every
Yeah.
single one has been tampered in some way. And I think that's basically because there is a 5-car limit. If you had unlimited cars, you wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Because you'd buy a
Actually,
car.
that is debatable. That is actually debatable for me in my case. I genuinely think I would have multiple cars with different designs, especially my RX-7. I feel like I'm changing that every 2 seconds because of how I don't want to sell other cars, but then I don't want to have
Of
more
course,
than two
but
because it
say
takes up.
in Forza, for example, the fact you've got so many cars, you don't really like customizing every single car like in the vinyl editor. It's a bit of a hassle because you only have 5 cars. You kind of more aim towards it. I want to make these 5 cars look insane. As with Forza,
Yeah.
it's like you've got like a million cars to pick from. It's like, oh, I've got too many cars to make it look nice, almost.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I think with the
People
5.
people still complain about not customizing the F40.
Oh my god.
Still,
You can
Oh,
put
shit.
wraps on there, can't you?
still. Yes, you can.
I'm pretty sure you could put wraps on it, but you should know that Ferrari isn't supposed to be customized. Because I mean, I even heard like I think it was
Myth.
yeah, it was Deadmau5.
Myth.
Like
Myth.
It's not a myth.
No, it's not a myth.
Myth. It is a myth.
It's not.
It's not a myth.
I don't think
Ferrari
there is an
don't
issue
like-
with customizing any car. A car is something that
Well, but you're not
is
Ferrari.
supposed to belong to
Ferrari.
someone who.
You're not Ferrari.
But no, but Niner said you're not supposed to customize a Ferrari like it's a forbidden thing to put.
Oh no!
No,
You
no,
can do
no,
it if
no,
you
no,
want.
Or
no.
did you-
I said it would be. It's looked upon, or it's looked down upon by Ferrari.
Oh fuck them! I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
but
meant.
But yeah,
Promise
but
that
you're not
when
going to
they
get
sue
the
you-
licenses for it if they look down on it. 'Cause you're asking them off the
I'm
license.
getting the wrong impression of what Niner saying. My bad.
Good
I
number.
thought you meant that because people look at it strangely, like you're not supposed to customize an F40. I personally wouldn't
No,
customize an F40,
I
but
I would probably put on a few parts on an
I'd
F40,
put
but I
on
mean,
that Liberty Walk kit. For
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
F50, I would, but it's not my fault that Ferrari, are a bit
Yeah.
pissy about that shit. Like,
Bitch,
Well,
I'm gonna make a stupid ass Ferrari. Like I'm gonna put all vinyls in it, and I'm gonna tag Ferrari on
You
Twitter.
know what you can just do? Do what the people from Forza have been doing for years. Make yourself a Liberty Walk kit using stickers.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
you'll be going
Oh,
around with fake on
God.
bolt-ons, and everyone else who have licensed body kits. And then the Forza
Oh,
guys
God.
can't moan. You know, if you're really that bothered, go ahead and make an F40 Liberty Walk kit.
Yeah.
With vinyls.
That's it. Like you have the
With
tools.
shapes. With
Mirroring's
shapes.
coming soon. It'll be even easier. That's what we need. Anyway, since we're on the topic of Forza, should we go on to Horizon 3?
I think we
See.
should.
The game which God forgot. So, basically,
Woo!
Whoa!
Forza
Forza
Horizon
fans,
3.
yay!
Damn. But is it okay? We'll go around the table. Is it going to be good?
Damn,
Simple, yes or
son.
no? Is it going to be? Is it okay? Is it going to be good? Yes or no? Jay,
Can't tell.
Richard.
It could
Okay,
be
let me
neutral.
let me rephrase that sentence. Do you think it will deliver? Jay,
Can't tell. I
Richard.
actually can't tell.
Nope.
Spoodway,
I wish.
CJ.
No, not at all.
So everyone thinks Horizon 3 is going to be a disappointment.
It's
Yeah.
because look at the downwards trend that Forza has been taking in the last few years.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. And I'm not just saying this just to break the trend.
Fanboy.
I legit think it will be good. Because
Motorsport.
they
I
have to
think
make it good.
motorsport. I think motorsport. The big downfall of the series. Horizon is the thing that's been keeping it kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
alive.
Then
in a way.
again, comparing Horizon 2 to Horizon 1, Horizon 1's heaps better.
It is, of course it is, but it's kind of like that in a lot of games that have sequels.
Wait.
I think the only reason they're making Horizon 3 is because they've seen that the sales are good.
Hold
Really?
the phone. Hold the phone. Didn't they say that they were going to announce a 3-year life cycle for for Forza though? This was like a week or two ago.
It's bi-yearly, so 1 year you get Horizon, 1 year you get Motorsport.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, but they said
what
it was
I'm
going to
saying
be 3
about-
years now.
what I'm saying about Horizon is wait, what?
Here, I saw this on my Twitter feed a while ago. It was like an article that stated how for Forza series is going to be on a 3-year life cycle and that they're introducing a new type of Forza.
So, bitch,
or
why didn't you
something.
say this before we were asking for topics?
It just came back to my mind now.
Okay, so what I'm saying is Horizon 3 needs to be good for the basic reason, otherwise Need for Speed is gonna completely kill their sales. It is that simple. Think about it. I'm not saying it's obviously gonna 100% kill it. It's gonna definitely need. What I'm saying is they've got competition now, and with Need for Speed always being constantly updated, when Horizon comes out, they're probably gonna end up releasing some huge expansion pack like the Crew just did, and they actually the people at Playground Games actually need to do something good. So either
I just think
they're gonna kill their sales in a big way, or they're gonna come back with something as good as the first one. Is what I'm saying.
I just think in a business aspect, looking at it properly, they have to do this properly, because if they don't, they're going to murder Forza Horizon,
What was the
and they're
sales
not
on
going to
Forza
make
6?
any more.
What were the sales of Forza 6?
I have no clue, no idea.
I'm gonna try to find out because I'm
gonna
pretty
find out.
sure it shit itself. Does anyone know how much Forza 5 got?
How much? I bet it was awful.
I'm gonna try to find out because I know for a fact Horizon 2 didn't actually sell that well.
Forza 5 was the fastest selling racing game in Xbox history, so that's a thing.
What?
But yep, this
Doesn't
is
mean-
according
Think
to
about
Eurogamer.
it, Cam.
That doesn't mean the best.
Think about it, Cam.
Yeah, it's
Think
not the
about
best
it.
selling, but
Think
it's
It's
the
a
about it.
launch
fastest
title
selling.
as well, so you got to keep that in mind. Okay, so they shipped 3.9 Xbox Ones globally with 1.3 million sales for Forza 5.
That's it.
Apparently, Forza 6 has had 43 million units
43 million
worldwide.
That can't be
43
right.
million. Nah, that's not right at all.
That's some Forza fanboy putting it on some forum like, it's 36 million, the best racing game on its own!
It isn't. It's on a website called Video Game Charts.
Oh, what?
Well, they're
You
wrong.
try saying that shit.
It said globally sold 43 million copies.
Are you
That's
sure it's not 4.3 million?
Probably 4.3.
0.43
Give us a
million.
link, babe. Give us a
So
link.
43,000.
'Cause I
That's
don't
no.
believe
There's
that.
an M behind it. You freaking autist. Don't let me get savage on Drivecast. If I'm reading that wrong, kill me. But
That's 0.43 million, you dick. That's like.
Oh,
So yeah, CJ was right, wasn't he? 430,000.
Yeah.
see,
Bye.
I'm not autistic after. Okay, I still am, but
Bye.
still, I wasn't autistic in this moment.
bye, bye.
What? That's not even 500,000. So okay, so Forza
Bye.
6 did 500,000. So and Forza Horizon 2 did 1.06.
All of this is worse than Rivals' sales. And
Yeah, but
Rivals,
Rivals is across all consoles though.
yeah, but still.
Yeah, and it had two versions, the complete
I want to find out how much Drive Club sold.
Wait, the fact that Rivals selling 3 million was enough to make the people behind Need for Speed change, actually listen to the fanboys. How much sales do you think Forza is going to have to get so low before they actually start listening to the community?
Drive Club sold more than Forza Horizon 2.
1.75 million.
Drive Club sold more than
Sold
Forza
more than
Horizon
2
2.
million.
Yeah.
It's
Jesus.
1.76. That's how much Drive Club got, and then Forza got like what, 1.1 something? Basically 1.1. So I mean, if that's not a wake up call.
Nope, they've sold 2 million. Drive Club sold 2 million. They've got a plaque. Gone double platinum. That
There
is
you go.
insane.
So if that's not a wake
Oh,
up call
then.
to turn 10, then I don't know what is. Drive Club, the game that was broken on launch, legit broken. The game didn't work online at all. The game didn't work,
Yeah.
period. And that game worked and sold better than yours does now. And
Turn
Uh,
10,
yes.
you need
A
to
lot
turn
more
things
updated.
around right now.
they still have a dedicated fan base of people who play the game. They did. Okay, now I don't really play too much Drive Club, but the amount of respect I have for Evolution Studios is absurd. They
Same.
literally completely just did a complete 360 of Drive Club. At launch, it was a broken mess, and within like what, it's been a year now, they've released what is arguably one of the best expansions in recent memory. From what I've heard, I haven't played it myself, but from reviews and stuff, from what I've heard, apparently it's one of the best expansions we've had.
Not only that, the expansion, yeah, it's really cool, but
It's
the,
really
the,
detailed too.
the continuous support that they have, like every time I want to make like a Dracula build, it's practically weekly sometimes.
I'm not.
Like,
I'm okay. I'm gonna let you finish. But like the one thing with Drive Club, and I don't like season passes, and we'll talk about this later. But the Drive Club season pass is legit worth the money. Sorry, you can carry on now.
No, that every time I log in to make another episode like on Dracula, usually I do it 1 week, one per week. There's another patch fixing the game, adding more stuff to the game. Like that's all the time. It's annoying really because I want to play the game and it won't let me. But it's like I don't know, like gigabytes of just adding stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's the reason why they've sold more than Forza. Is because they are community driven. If you look at the is it Paul something or other? I think he's got a Russian name. I don't want to really ruin it. So his name's called Paul. It begins with an R. I'm just gonna call him Paul R. And he works at Drive Club, and he's constantly retweeting photos that people are taking in the photo mode. And may I mention, Drive Club, and you can fight with me about this, has the best, hands down, without a doubt, the best photo mode ever to release in a racing game, as far as I know.
I didn't even have to use
Without-
Photoshop. I can do it in there.
Exactly, without a doubt. If you follow any of the Drive Club devs on Twitter and you see some of the pictures they retweet, that shit is unreal. And the way the game looks as well, best next-gen game, looks-wise, graphics-wise, ever. Like, so far, from when I'm recording this, it's the best looking next-gen racer. And it's quite fun, especially with the wheel. When I had my old wheel, it was a lot of fun with the wheel, and I would just literally go on just to cruise around a track. It is really a really good game, and they've turned it around completely.
It looks like a fantastic game, and
Does
it just
tempt
reminds
you
me.
from an Xbox like standpoint where you only have an Xbox to buy one.
Oh, I want to
Nope.
get a PS4. I mean, I'm getting a job in like a month or two, hopefully, because I'll be 16. I'll be able to get one. One of the first things I'm gonna save up for is a PS4, and one of the first things I'm gonna get for that is Drive Club, and Need for Speed, of course. But
The thing is, it's different for you because you don't have an next-gen console. You may claim you do, but it's your brother's, so you want a next-gen console.
I rent space on an Xbox console. I have rented space. I rent space.
So okay, so you don't have
But,
a console again. Like you need your own next-gen platform, and that is a PS4. You already have you can have an Xbox One you can play on, but not constantly.
It's most of the
Okay,
time.
here's coming from one that actually owns a next gen console. No, it does not tempt me to go out and buy a separate console to play a racing game where I can do nothing to my car. It looks amazing. The reviews
Agreed.
are amazing.
Customization is
The
one thing
gameplay
which
looks
needs to change.
amazing. It is a very gorgeous game. It looks like it will be fun to play on for like a week, and then I'll be bored of it. And I'm not saying that to be. I'm not fanning over Forza at all. I want to play Gran Turismo Sport actually, so that's probably what I'll get one a PlayStation for. So Drive Club does look pretty good as a starter game. I'd like to see what number 2 is like. I'm very kind of curious to see what they would do on the second installment
For
of
a
the
really- I
series.
really
EIP,
hope this
they've
is-
done amazingly well. I've got to say,
Yeah.
especially just considering how it was at launch and now how everything is now, they've really just done a full circle.
Like when I heard of its release, like before it released, and when I heard
my
about it,
God,
I was
the
kind of like,
Xbox
what?
fanboys, they were loving it. They were like,
was like, wait.
Drive Club, Drive Club is so bad, and like they'd go in flocks to the comments. They'd be like, this game, the struggle in the next gen streets is real, and I just
It
remember.
looked shit though. Come on, it looked shit. It didn't look like
was
it
shit.
served
It was awful.
anything in today's day and
Well, actually, no,
age.
let me-
Certain things were missing from it.
Let me take that back. The game wasn't awful. The online just didn't work. That's all. That's the only issue was.
Yeah.
Single player was fine, but the multiplayer didn't work. I feel like the
Yeah.
reviews were a bit absurd. It definitely deserved a lot higher score than what it got, but the online component not working was just a bit of a huge thing. just a tad bit. Okay, now here's another question, and I'm pretty sure I've asked this many times before. Now you have an Xbox One. Do you regret having it for Forza?
I didn't buy my Xbox One for Forza.
So what did you buy it
I
for?
bought my Xbox One because I play Xbox. Simple. I don't play for the only game I play isn't Forza right now. I'm not playing Forza. I'm playing Call of Duty and Need for Speed. And on my 360, the only game I played wasn't Forza. In fact, I came on Forza maybe 2008, and before that, I've always owned an Xbox alongside my PlayStation 2. So I
Actually, to be fair,
can't
can
really
kind of relate with
say.
you there because I remember I was PS3 all the way up until like I don't know, like the last few weeks of the summer, like last year, and then
Yeah.
I got like a PS4 just because I had a PS3, and I kind of
Yeah.
had that entitlement almost with Sony, and then I got an Xbox because Halo, and I love Halo, and that was literally the only reason. But so
If I
can
had a
kinda get
choice
coming.
if I had a choice to have both, because young the game rich, if I had a choice to have both consoles along, the periods of, generations, I genuinely would have balanced between PlayStation and Xbox. I'm not someone who would call PlayStation shit or Xbox shit for minor
Yeah.
things like slight graphic differences and stuff. I find it really petty and immature. I would also play on PC because they all have their benefits. I find Xbox really friendly, really easy to jump into. I find PlayStation polishes its shit better than Xbox, and I find PC as a whole it's a better gaming experience because you can take things to different levels. I don't feel like you should slander one thing for
It's
little.
better, but it's no
for
way
just
smoother. PC gaming is so fucking the amount of issues.
Yeah,
I've
it's
had with
really
It's really
demanding.
expensive. It's really expensive.
It's
for two
expensive
consoles.
and it's
Yeah.
demanding. So
It's
See,
hot-
that's
it's-
interesting because that's coming from people who actually play PC. I don't play
Yeah.
PC, so I hear all the time that PC
you're
is superior.
you're
though, so-
eventually gonna
is
run
superior.
into problems.
Yeah.
It's
You're
superior
gonna
in
run
the
into
sense that you have
problems.
frame rates
but-
and shit, but not in the smoothness of the game. It's a lot
I mean-
easier to play on console, hands down.
Well,
It's not-
also
Yeah.
the fact that you can mod in mods to your game on PC, so it's a lot
Yeah.
more expansive in that sense.
For me
I would
personally,
call the
you-
PC
you-
like I would call the PC like the perfect gaming kind of platform if it wasn't a decent reliable at all. Like it's not reliable. It's not a reliable.
even recording on PC, it's fucking hard. Like I have so many. I still don't know what to get the crew wild run on just because my PC is so unreliable. But that is what I play the crew on, so I don't know. That's where all my save is. Like that's where all my progress is. Now, coming from someone, I'm gonna switch this up a bit. So coming from someone who has owned a PS4 and an Xbox One, basically for the same amount of time, I'm gonna say this: the PS4 does look better, and you can probably tell the difference if you do play them both. But if you play Xbox and when you go over to PS4, you might be able to tell a slight difference, but it's nothing game breaking. Like Need for Speed, for example, on the Xbox, there's kind of that grainy filter.
Yeah.
That's on
Yeah.
PS4, but it's just less noticeable. It's a bit more crisper. I think it's running at 900p on the Xbox and 1080 on the PS4. Just little things like that. Okay, yeah, there's little differences, and even like the frame drops, that's not really an issue on PS4 at all.
Yeah.
But the thing is with the PS4, that shit is dry right now. If you go and ask anyone with a PS4 this holiday season, tell me what exclusives they're bringing out. Uncharted, the remastered, that it?
I have no idea because I don't care
That's
about the
literally
exclusive right
that
now.
and like Drive Club Bikes, and that's literally all they're releasing exclusives wise. Now, if you go onto the Xbox side, they got Halo, whether you like it or not, that's there. Forza, whether you like it or not, that's there. You know, it's still
Tomb Raider.
It's two more exclusives.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, which is time exclusives. That's 3 more exclusives than the PS4 has. You know, and the Xbox this holiday season is so more kind of more appealing. I guess it's the more appealing console. And honestly, if I was buying a console right now, having had the PS4 and the Xbox One, I've had the PS4 for longer, but I'd say if you're going to buy one this Christmas, get it. Go and get the Xbox, because they need to do anything back, because you don't understand. You know, they've dropped the prices. They are selling mad bundles, and they are still trying to catch up with Sony. They will do anything. They're basically giving Xboxes for free. There's going to be an Xbox bundle soon where you're like, so you get an Xbox One, you get 3 games, 2 controllers, and a car. That's what it's going to be. Like, they're gonna do anything to get it in the
Oh
car.
my god.
Like, they are just they're just throwing Xboxes out the window just for free, just because they want to catch up with Sony, and they will do anything to get that back. So honestly, if you're going to think about buying a console, unless all your friends are on PS4, then I guess it's kind of a different story. If
No,
you're
it is
literally-
ridiculous.
Go.
It's
Xbox.
ridiculous. Hold on. I'm gonna let you finish. But right now you can get an Xbox One and a game for the price of £210 UK pounds. Now,
I bought mine for
roughly,
400.
yeah, I bought mine for 400 too.
I saved
And-
for like 2 years.
All right, let me have a look at what the 1 terabyte one you can get for £300 with. This is a Fallout edition with Fallout vinyl and stickers all over it,
Vinyl.
and a copy of Elder Scrolls for £300. Now, understand this: I bought my Xbox One last year now, with a game and 1 controller for £400.
I
No
bought
Kinect
mine.
sensor.
I bought mine.
No Kinect sensor.
400
Wow.
quid, no Connect.
Oh my
nothing.
god! Get this. You can get a 1 terabyte Xbox One with Fallout 4, the like £100 edition of Fallout 4, like with
They're
steelbook
trying
console
to, I'm
skin.
telling you,
2
like,
months,
Phil Spencer's
2
sitting
months of
there.
Now TV movies, 2 months of like an app subscription for £400. Do you know how much more that is than what I bought initially? Jesus Christ!
They are doing everything, like, legit. I mean, you can see that the E3 they had, the poor E3 they had, it's still paying effects right now.
It was better than Sony.
Fucking hell. I don't know what Phil Spencer's doing behind the scenes, or I think his name's Phil Spencer. He's a god. He's a legit god. I don't know what he's doing.
All I'm saying is, if you're planning to buy an Xbox One, now is the time to do it,
At one
because
point, I'm pretty sure he called up the people who were making some other title, and he said, if you make this 900p on our console, we're not going to sell it on our platform. We're not going to do it. And he demanded, I think it might have been Assassin's Creed or something across those lines. He was like, that best be 1080p, otherwise we're not using it on our console. So they made it 1080p.
Phil
for Xbox
Spencer,
One.
my hero.
He's such a god. I mean,
Oh my God.
Xbox 360 compatibility, the new dashboard, which is 100 times better than the old one, may I mention. That guy's a god. Like, I don't even care. And I like Sony. I'd argue that I've been Sony for the longest of times. I started on the PC, as some of you may know. Then I went over to PS3 until like last year, and then I've had both. But damn, Xbox, because it's so much bigger and they've got a big fan, I use it to warm up my feet when I'm cold. So that's always a bonus feature. As well as that, the games are quite good. So yeah, I don't know. I just think Xbox they're really.
I was very close to just fully saying, you know what, fuck Xbox. I'm bored. I'm done with it, because when it launched, I was so disappointed with Forza 5. I was pissed that I asked for I was pissed that I asked for that for Christmas. I could have got a PlayStation 3 if I really wanted to. 4, sorry. I could have got a PC.
I clocked onto that.
I chose
Oh my
to
god.
stick by my stupid fanboy self and say, you know what, I'm going to stick with my tradition. I'm going to get an Xbox console. And I was like, no, I'm going to sell this. I was like, I was playing Forza. I mean, it was so bad. Like I was going to sell it. Then, I played Forza Horizon 2, and it kind of gave me a bit more. It gave me a bit more hope that the series would kind of do a U-turn and fix itself. Honestly, like this kind of contradicts what I said earlier about me not buying Forza for an Xbox. Forza for an Xbox. Like I bought an Xbox for Forza. This one, I bought it for Forza initially. I didn't think I'd be playing Need for Speed on it because I didn't even know that would exist. Like right now, so
I don't think anyone knew this Need for Speed was going to exist, to be honest, when Rivals
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest,
No.
yeah? Like, out of a 10 likelihood, so from 1 to 10, how likely did you think it was at the time of Rivals that this was going to be out? I thought 5.
I
One.
I
maybe.
told my online friends
7.
I told my online friends it was either going to be one of the greatest Need for Speeds that we're going to have in a long time, or it's going to be Rivals 2, or something like Cops vs. Racers, and it's going to be broken just like Rivals. That's why I said my words right there,
Thing is-
from
and it's true.
2014.
That's true. It is, whether you like it or not, technically, one of the greatest Need for Speeds we've had in a very long time.
yeah.
Exactly.
I think everyone can agree on that. Like, if you don't like the fact you can't customize an F40, that's fine, but you can't deny the fact that the lengths they've gone to add all these features. It's Rivals plus a bit of Underground 2 plus a bit of this plus a bit of that. It's literally everything put together.
They've blended
It's
it.
the best
perfectly,
of
to
Need
be
for
honest.
Speed.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so like,
It
I've got a
basically
question.
is. Yeah.
I've got another question. What did you think, like, of Need for Speed as a series before this was announced? So we're talking like April last year. No, yeah, April last year. What did you think Need for Speed as a series?
Wow.
I thought it was going down the shitter. To be
Yeah.
fair.
So.
Yeah,
Well,
again,
I already lost hope in it. I didn't even look twice at Rivals.
So,
Like I
I
seriously
want to
didn't look
reiterate
twice.
how much of a fan I am of this series. Now, I'm not sure if my webcam can even get over here. Look at that. Those are all my Need for Speed games. Like almost every single one. Thing is, I think it's fair enough to say I'm a pretty hardcore fan. And for anyone saying I'm a
Okay.
fanboy, bitch, you should see my Forza collection too.
Um,
and my Burnout
now
collection. and my
I'm
Midnight
not
collection.
even gonna argue that I'm a Need for Speed fanboy. However, if
I'm
they
a
did
racing
release
game fanboy, but
if they did release, say another game like Rivals, I care so much about the series that I would buy it because it is Need for Speed, but I would absolutely shit on it like I did with Rivals. I shit on Rivals so hard, probably like 4 months after release. I'm like, I get the people in the comments now. I fucking want an Underground 3.
so
Exactly.
I think I said this in a video. It got to the point with me and Need for Speed where it was a game literally I bought almost every single year without a doubt. But if the next Need for Speed game was bad, I would have gave up on the series. Like, it got to that point. It was like, I can't handle this anymore. Like, it hurts to see it do so bad. It's like, and you kind of want to help. It's like, imagine if like you've got a sick family member, and they can sort themselves out. No, imagine if
And you're going to
imagine if
abandon them?
Imagine if your dad's a druggie, and he can get himself off, but he won't. That's what Need for Speed was like to me, and I was like, it hurt to see.
If
it
you want to
get
go
so
technically,
bad.
if you technically want to get into it, people that are addicted to drugs,
Kill yourself, you know what I mean?
they
So-
can't just jump off like that. So if you want to go into it,
Nor can Need for Speed.
You just
that's
told
why-
me to kill myself.
Nor can Need for Speed because that's why they took a year off.
oh my god, kill yourself with your metaphors.
Think
Jesus
about it, think
Christ.
about it. So anyway, that's how it was for me. It hurt to see it do so bad, and I would have gave up if it was another Rivals 2, and it was if it was a good Rivals 2, I would have maybe stayed. But if it was a bad buggy mess, I would have just gave up on the series, like straight up. Would have just
See,
left.
I was going through withdrawals with a good Need for Speed game, and obviously around this time, it was 2014, I started not playing Need for Speed World as much since I already played it 4 years already. So, what I did was last year I got these three. I got Most Wanted on PC, and I also got Underground Underground 2 on PC, and I got Underground 1 on PC. I was going through withdrawals with a good Need for Speed game because I wanted a good Need for Speed game so bad that I bought these three right here. So,
The three greatest.
I mean,
I like.
yeah,
I
and
don't care what anyone says. Need for Speed 2015 is good, but in my opinion, those are the three greatest Need for Speed games I've ever played.
yeah, without a doubt.
No nigga. The best Need for Speed that I've played, in my opinion, I have just such good memories with. Has
You should get
number
sick
one,
on it.
like It is Carbon. I'm not arguing that it's better than Most Wanted. I'm not arguing that it's better
Carbon's
than
great.
any Underground.
Cameron's
I just
gonna
really
fanboy.
I'm
enjoyed
not
the
gonna
feel
fanboy,
and the.
I don't agree with it.
It's just.
it's not like my opinion matters.
But this is the thing. This is the difference between me and you, Cam. You've looked at Need for Speed in some sort of technical way. Seems to be your whole life. When I was younger, games to me were games. Like I didn't think
Same.
about the way they were made. I didn't
looked
think
at-
about how they
I
technically
looked at it in
work.
a fun
If a game
factor.
glitched out, I'll turn it off and turn it back on and carry on. I wouldn't, tweet them like, "Oh, yeah, your game's frozen. Why is your game frozen, nigga?"
That's just
I looked at
Get on
it,
with it.
I looked at it in a fun rating, and Carbon just wasn't that fun for me. That's all it was.
If I had to say my 3, it would be Carbon, Underground 1, and Most Wanted. Underground 2 is not on that list.
Underground 2 isn't on the list.
What?
Probably
Whoa.
out of all of the Need for Speed games.
It
Now,
would be
granted,
the fourth one.
Most Wanted.
It
Most
would be
Wanted
the fourth
is
one. And I'm
Most
gonna say
Want-
why. You might
Fourth? What are the 3 in front of it?
Wait, what?
What are the 3 in front of Underground 2?
Underground 1, Most Wanted, and Carbon. And I didn't like so much. Now that I see that once again, I didn't enjoy Underground 2 so much as I did with Underground 1.
It was
Most
like
Wanted.
Underground 1, but better. What do you mean? I don't
I
Alright,
didn't like the
anyway.
progression system of Underground 2. That really screwed me over.
No,
Like,
no,
when
listen,
I was
I
stuck
had-
for performing my car.
I'm in the same boat as you. I'm in the same boat as you, Speedway.
I was stuck in the level because I didn't put a fucking covered bonnet in the car, and I didn't
Everyone
want to
was
do
like
it.
that. Everyone was like that.
And
Yeah,
I
everyone
didn't
was
want to
like
do
that.
it.
I had a car which I just made look shit because I needed the star system. I had one which
That's
I grinded for and looked freaking sick. That was my master build, and then I had my gypsy build. But that was besides the point.
See, the thing is, granted, Need for Speed Most Wanted is my favorite without a doubt because it has cops, it has street races, and it just had really fun game modes in the game.
Mhm.
But it sounds weird, but I had more memories on Underground 2, but I preferred Most Wanted. If that makes any sense.
Honestly, nine.
Like,
I, think
I
I'm
just
in the same
imagine-
boat. I think I'm in the same boat, but there's just something about Underground 2 which drags me in. Like,
Oh, definitely,
do
but
you know
like.
what I mean?
I remember like moments from when I was like a little kid. I remember driving on this particular road at this particular time of day with a particular song on. And I just remember that moment. I don't know. I remember
that.
really specific moments.
I don't
Like
remember
I don't know. Underground 2 had a lot of fun moments. Like me and my friends my friend coming over to my house, and we'd play Underground 2 on the PS2. We'd do split screen battles. That was fun as fuck.
You lucky you could play split screen. I couldn't do that on PC when I was 4 years old.
Oh, okay. But yeah.
No, like.
But I mean, Underground 2, I do not know how it's not on your list, CJ or Speedway. That
just-
game was
It's
amazing.
on my
I
list.
love-
It's a fourth on my list, which isn't a bad bad place
I
at
think
all.
for me, I know Underground 2 isn't as technically good as Most Wanted. Most Wanted is a better game. Straight up, it's got more stuff in it.
Yeah.
It's basically it's a more advanced version of Underground 2. But there's just something about it. I'm not sure whether it was just because of the nostalgia. I'm not sure whether it was because of the tuners only. I'm not sure whether it was because of the customization.
Hold up.
But Underground 2 is just I prefer it.
Did you just say that you could do more stuff on Most
Yeah,
Wanted than
Most
you
Wanted
could
you couldn't
Underground
do
2?
anything
In the
compared
sense
to
of
Underground 2.
gameplay, not like in the sense of
Gameplay, yeah,
customization.
not customization.
Not
Customization
not
was
in the
really
sense of
disappointing.
hydraulics and body kits and all that kind of stuff. In the sense that
I didn't
parts,
think
you had more airplanes set to go
customization-
and the story was
In
a bit
Most
better.
Wanted, I didn't think
wasn't
the
disappointing.
customization in Most Wanted
Nigga,
was
that
disappointing
time-
at all because I just customized my car when I was a little kid and I was playing Most Wanted. I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, look, I could customize my car. Boom, I'm done.
I thought the
I mean,
customization was
yes,
good.
Underground 2. Yeah, I mean, Most Wanted's customization was amazing considering they had to put all these things inside of the game. I liked it. I didn't think anything of it because I was just a dumb little kid and I didn't see
Even
Underground
now,
2
when I go
being the
back
king
to
of
it, The only thing
customization.
they really got rid of were wide kits and being able to change each individual bumper. As far
There
as
were
I'm
wide.
Yeah,
kits.
that's it.
There were white kids in.
No, but not like you couldn't pick between wide kits and normal kits is what I meant to say.
No, there were only wide kits. There
Yeah,
was
I know.
no.
So
I don't think.
you didn't have the choice between them both. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what I meant to say. And
And the
like,
binary
spinners
laser
and
was
hydraulics and
worse.
all that kind of stuff.
I think Most Wanted is a perfect blend of Hot Pursuit 2012 and Underground.
Yeah,
It's like that
2012.
halfway mark.
Hot Pursuit 2012.
it's a blend of cops and racers. Obviously, you can't be a cop, but it's got that kind of.
I don't get what everyone's
Oh
laughing
my
at.
god.
I don't either.
Because Jay said Hot Pursuit 2012, and CJ got really mad because it's the wrong year, and then he looked up at his poster.
Oh my god.
Did I say 2012?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even know when that shit came out. I don't even care. Stain. It's a stain on the timeline of Need for
No, I
Speed
know
to
what you
me
mean.
anyway.
Like,
So I don't. care.
it was a blend of Underground and Hop Shoot, basically. Is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
So it satisfied, exotic CJ fanboys, and it satisfied people who had,
I remember I was
style and
talking
taste.
for the documentary, I talked to Drew about this, and he said the reason why they went with Most Wanted is because they felt like they shouldn't, like, limit a fan base. So everyone should be involved. So if you want to drive a Ford GT with a body kit on and a huge wing, or maybe just stock with a huge wing on, you should be able to do that. That was the philosophy behind it. It wasn't aiming to blend anything, although that is kind of what they did. It was more to do so with the fact that they didn't want to, like, exclude the supercar guys out and the roadster guys out who had been following Need for Speed for so long. And it was kind of like what Need for Speed 2015 is doing, where they're trying to bring everyone in.
Yeah.
And the fact you didn't have to customize your car, you could have a stock Gallardo and go around with someone with a Mazda RX-8, which has got fully customized. It was like that kind of element of things, which was kind of interesting.
I've been thinking about this for the past couple of minutes. I think, Cam, the reason why Underground 2 is such a memorable game out of, all of the Need for Speeds is because it related to Fast and Furious so well.
No, because when I was younger, I didn't really watch too much Fast and Furious.
No, but looking back on it, it related to Fast and Furious so much.
But what
It
Fast
was a
and
replica.
Furious wasn't part of my childhood, really. That was part of my
No,
teen
I'm
years.
looking. No, like right now, when I look at the Fast and the Furious, I'm saying that relates to Underground 2. I'm not saying when I was a little kid I did that. I'm
do
saying
you
right
mean
now.
do you mean that Charlie? Not sorry. Do you mean that Cam didn't? I don't know. Because if you didn't have,
I didn't really have that connection where, like, I know what you mean for you, but like for me, I didn't really see it as Fast and Furious because it was just Need for Speed.
No,
to
but
me.
now I see it. I don't see it as that back then, but I'm saying now I see it as Fast and
and
Furious.
you rate it highly because it looks like Fast and Furious.
No, oh my god, yeah. I'm saying...
Guys, I have to know something. I have to go.
Nice, you're gonna fuck up my borders. Fuck you.
Yes. But yeah, I have to go.
If
See
you want to watch the rest of the podcast, come on to our channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not like anybody watches his version anyway.
Oh!
Too hard abuse. Just kidding. I gotta go. Bye.
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 Bye. Oh no, that was not what I wanted. Okay, I need to host this call before CJ gets in. Oh no. Oh no. I think that's it. Okay, basically, Skype's got a glitch where people go into separate calls, and I think that's happened. Now, don't tell them, but I was playing Need for Speed, so I've got to quickly turn my monitor off. Hold up.
That's just fucked up
There we go.
twice.
Yeah. This is so fucked. I gotta add in my border real quick.
I'm back.
Lol.
What happened?
Fucking Speedway was the host.
Oh,
why
where,
was
did
Speedway
he have
ever
to
the
leave?
host? So who's hosting now?
Me.
I've got to put Jay's picture in again, for God's sake.
Now this is why I like
shit.
using like
God,
when I
actually.
do the window capture, I just capture the line. That way you can easily adjust to of people leaving and stuff. So I don't have to
Or you
keep
could just
filling
make
with
one
my
preset
border.
banner which works for everything like I do, and because I'm smart. Anyway, what were we actually talking about?
Like 3 games that we
Yeah.
like, or 3 favorite Need for Speed games,
yeah.
or something like that.
I think the reason
I
why
didn't.
have
I didn't go yet.
because I'm still talking. I'm still using
Oh
my
my
point.
God, oh my God.
That's why. So that's why you haven't talked yet, because I'm still going through mine.
Yeah, do that in
Finally,
real life.
Finally. Anyway. Yeah, I think the reason why I have such strong connotations with Underground 2, it was because that's where, like, I started to love gaming. Underground 1 pulled me in, and I played that religiously. But then Underground 2 is kind of what made me realize, like, this is sick. I didn't really know why it was sick. I just knew it was sick. Do you know what I mean? It's like you just had that
Yeah.
connection, and Underground 2 was where my connection kind of just clicked.
I mean, it's not only that, but also that I started on a Game Boy Advanced, as you may know, and I was playing Underground 1 and 2 on there, and then I got my PS2, and then I started playing Underground 2 Most Wanted and stuff, and then that's when I started getting into gaming a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I had I had the family PC, which I changed into a gaming platform, and no one else ever went on it. Then I got the Game Boy SP, and I remember I had Madagascar, the game, and that shit was sick.
Oh
That
my
shit
God.
was sick. You want to fight on me? We can fight on that. I had Underground. Okay, so there's a story behind this. I bought Most Wanted, but it turned up as an illegal pirated copy of Underground 1. And I was really confused. I didn't know what was going on, but I played it and enjoyed it, obviously. Then I bought Most Wanted from the store because I actually wanted that one. And that I played. I remember Most Wanted on the Game Boy was actually quite good, surprisingly.
Oh
good.
yeah, it was really good.
Like you hear
like
the
you
8-bit
start up
songs.
a race. Yeah, you start up a race, and all of a sudden there's cops in it and stuff.
Do you remember the Carrera GT, the yellow Carrera GT with the red
Yeah.
vinyls? That was sick. Anyway, no one's going to really understand because no one really played that much. You could actually probably play that on an emulator online using your Google Chrome Surfer or whatever you use, unless it's Internet Explorer, then you need to update. But that's besides the point. You can probably play that online, and I'll probably share that later. But
Alright.
yeah, like so I had that. And then obviously it kind of got to the point where I couldn't really play games on the PC anymore because it was just outdated. That was before I realised that you could change the resolution and basically make it so that it could run on the game. I didn't know that about that shit. I didn't know about modding or anything. I just played games and enjoyed it. And then it got to the point, I think, when Pro Street came out, was like Christmas, I kind of need a console to play on because I could hardly run Carbon. So much to the point where I didn't really play it too much until I got it on the Wii. And then I remember that Christmas we got a PlayStation 3 and a Wii because I don't even know why, but we just did. And that shit was a shock to me. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, I thought you hated me playing games. And then they got me that. And I was like, whoa. And I remember I played on the Wii for the longest time. Wii Sports, when that shit first came out.
Oh, the bowling. I was a bowling
If you
legend.
want to
on
argue
there.
with me, mate, I was a tennis god. I was like, "Ptoosh."
Nah, fuck off, me. I was a tennis god.
No.
weren't.
You guys
I'd
maybe
get those like
tennis songs,
special serves
beat that
every
bowling.
time, without a doubt. And
Nah,
then-
I
bowling
went
was my
bowling. No, I went bowling with my cousin.
did you
Roman?
did you ever try Wii Play? Where you got the free controller with the thing? I'm not
Nah,
sure
I
if that
never.
was UK only. It might have been UK
Wait.
only.
I actually never got that many games for.
Wait. What are you talking about, Cam?
So basically, with Wii Play, it was basically a bunch of mini games, and you got a free Wii emote with it. Does anyone know?
I've heard of it. I've just
I
never
don't
got
know
it.
You know, you're
about.
okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Yeah. So I had. I think I need to turn up my volume. Hold up, because at the moment you guys are really. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so I had that Wii Play, and I remember on there was a tanks game. Did anyone play that with the nunchuck?
World of Tank?
Carry
Or
on.
no, that's what we played.
Did I say World of Tanks or did I say Wii Play Tanks? Yeah. So there was that one tanks game, and there was it archery almost?
I think
Where you
archery
had to-
was
where you
on.
had to shoot the ducks. I was
Where's
sick
that?
at that game. And
Wait,
Sonic
can
at the
you-
Olympic
there
Games.
was-
Bitch, you don't want to come at me.
I had
Sonic at the
shit.
Olympic Games. I'm like,
Oh my god.
I was on that shit. I was hardcore. You don't even know. I'll be
Sonic-
jumping on those hurdles. I'll be like,
Well, let's get this straight. Let's get this out there.
I don't know what I'm
Mario
talking about.
Kart was my favorite Wii game
Never
ever.
played it on the Wii.
Ooh, Lego Star Wars is good on the Wii.
Excuse me. Whoa, hold the phone. You've never played Mario Kart on the Wii?
As in. Okay, so let me rephrase that. So I haven't played it until like the Wii phase kind of phased out. When I cracked my
Nah.
Wii, that's when I got it. And that was like
So far.
3 years ago.
Amazing.
I played
I love that.
Mario Kart on the DS because my sister had one. I played that a bit. That was
Yeah.
quite good.
It's a bit of a different experience on the DS, I'd say, but
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
I was a legend on that. Like,
it was such a
You can go. You can go.
it was
Actually,
such a family driven thing. Like, I never played it by myself. I always played it with people, like family members, and it was just Everyone seemed happy while they were playing it. It was weird. I don't like when I play video games now. I don't sit there with a smile on my face unless it's the launch of Need for Speed. Like if I play a game, I
do
kind of
sometimes.
focus.
I do sometimes. With Need for Speed, sometimes you just can't help to just sit back and just smile. Like I'm not sure if you guys have the same thing, but when you're on the mountain and you press that vista point and you just press RB and you just kind of look at the view, do you not just smile to yourself?
Yeah, but in all seriousness, do you more times sit there with like a serious game face on, or like just a straight face?
I've always kind of
You're
sat
telling
there
me,
with like
you're
a
telling me most
blank
of the time
face.
you've got a smile on your face when you're playing
No,
by
no, no,
yourself.
no, no, no. But I've always kind of sat there with a blank face. Like when I'm gaming, I'm just kind of like.
But this is what I'm saying with Mario Kart. With Mario Kart, it was like it was an activity. You didn't just sit there quietly. It was kind of like,
Isn't that
like it was a loud thing.
every split screen game though? Every split screen game when someone's sitting next to you, no matter if it's card FIFA, you're always like.
No, God, I was on that.
Like,
Yeah, I'm always like this.
Like
You fucking screen peeker.
yeah, you're screen watching me. You gotta look up there.
Yeah,
like
screen watching. Oh my God.
What's your issue? Like the screen's there. I'm shooting you.
I'm just using it as a tactic.
It's a tactic.
Yeah. Now you put up 2 chairs and then a blanket blocking your view. You sit on top of the sofa and stuff, and someone's under the blanket.
I
The
bet
time
you
for
actually
screen.
did that. I bet you actually did that.
Yeah, I actually did. We would do that because I don't want people peeping at my screen. I'm not gonna peep at their screen. Fair game. That's what the mini map's for, boy.
What the fuck? See, that wasn't autistic till that clap. That was a legit point till you went.
Alright.
Oh.
But yeah, I remember with Mario Kart DS, like a bunch of kids on the bus and stuff. We would all connect our DSs and play on the bus to and from school.
Yeah, and the
That
PSP
was-
had that is like ADOC or something like that. Anyway, wait, I forgot where
Yeah.
I was going with that. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So, yeah, it was like 2004-ish, and I didn't really have a proper console. Then I got a PSP in 2006, I think. I got a white one, limited edition one. It was sick. And I got a Daxter. I'm not sure you guys remember that. Did you ever play Daxter?
I've heard of it, just never played it. Not my
I
jam.
got Star Wars Battlefront, which me and Nina have fanboyed about many
Yes,
times.
yes.
The good one, not the new one. And Need for Speed Carbon Own the City.
City, yes.
In my opinion, is better than the console release, but that's a different story. And then I got a PS3, so it took quite a while for me to actually get a console. So I guess a lot of the experiences you guys had, like,
Oh,
I feel like when you play on PC, even if you don't... I feel like when you play on PC, even if you don't want to be like... It makes you a different gamer. Do you know what I mean? Like when you play on PC,
it can.
you're a different gamer compared to console. Console gaming is much more laid back, but with PC, for example, you guys probably played games on your couch, right? Well, I was always on a computer desk, like this, like with my keyboard and mouse, because that's all I had.
Yeah.
But it's different when you're on console. And funnily enough, I prefer console gaming now. Ugh. See,
Sorry, is this show and tell or something now? What is it?
Yes, this is show and tell.
I got
So
that.
this is my
I got
dad.
that. K. There's nothing inside except manuals because
I got
Speaking of
a
show and tell,
I got a shitty GameStop version.
Speaking of show and tell, Jay, what you just said, I remember bringing in freaking.
No
hold
one
up. I
cares.
remember for show and tell once.
Look, it's Niner. I found Niner.
I
I
did
found
for
Niner.
show and tell. I
I found
remember
CJ.
for like first grade.
That's
Brought
CJ's
this in
dad.
for show and tell.
CJ's dad.
What?
I found your dad.
What about him?
There.
That's not my dad.
And that's Niner.
Yeah, it's not. But I remember bringing this game in for show and tell.
No one
So
cares.
legit.
Can someone explain to me, because I've never got this because I'm British for a reason, what 5.5 DSL is?
I don't know. I'm
That,
too
that
weird.
logo?
Oh,
I've never seen that in my life.
Apparently you
I've
could
seen
have won... I don't know what it is. Is it clothes?
Probably, or it's something
I
different
remember,
now.
I remember seeing the
No.
advertisements in Carbon, but I never actually knew what it
Wow,
was.
you legit have autism.
Freaking weirdo! Oh my God. I'm just sitting here watching him. Oh my God! Oh, what topic are we on? I'm confused.
Should we go on to the next topic? We were supposed to talk
Wait,
about
I
Forza,
didn't
but
list my top three quick. You guys are probably gonna flame me for this, but I like Hot Pursuit 2, Underground, and Carbon better than Underground 2. Bada
Okay.
bing, bada boom.
Okay, good
The
for you.
next one.
Okay, next.
Wait, I
topic.
have an idea.
No, you said your topic. Now we're gonna go on to the next one. So season pass and DLC. So DLC, very touchy topic. A lot of people like DLC for some reason. Don't really know why. Well, actually, no. I take that back. I do like DLC when it's done right, but a lot of DLC isn't done right, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So
Turn up Payday 2.
actually, yeah, CJ's actually got a point there. Although that was extremely autistic, he does have a point. So before we go on to that, before we go on to that, we're just gonna go ahead and just talk about my issues with season passes and DLC. Now, there's no game at all should have a season pass before launch. Fucking joke. That all that goes to prove is that they have on this stuff and they have stuff prepared, and that should never be a thing. If you're gonna prepare,
The crew. I'm done. I'll stop.
yeah, you should really stop. So yeah, like season pass before launch, never good. As well as that, pre-planned DLC, on this DLC, always a bad thing. Never ever should do that. All again, it shows us that you have a locked content on the disc. I'm a fan of the PS2 era style game where you get given a game and what's on that disc is what you get, similar to Need for Speed, where everything on the disc for Need for Speed you get, as far as I know. There may be something on there, but I mean, they've made vows saying that there isn't, so I kind of trust them in that sense.
So if it does turn out they release DLC, map expansion that was already on the map, but that was already in the game, would you defend that?
Nope, because that's a straight up lie.
Okay.
But if it's free,
Because
then...
no.
I'll hold you by that, Cam. I'll hold you by
Even
that.
then, they've said they have no plans on a paid DLC. So if a map expansion was to be paid, it obviously hasn't been made yet. You know what I mean?
So there isn't a map expansion. So any quit on any like.
And there hasn't been
little
any.
theory.
There's no plans for paid DLC through my theory. No, as in, no, okay, so they said there is no paid DLC. So through my theory, if they were ever going to make a map expansion, they'd need some money to do that, because that's a big job. And they've said there is no plans, so that can't be on disc, right?
Yeah,
You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
And if there was, and they straight up lied to us, then I'd make a video about that.
I'd be livid.
I'd straight up say that's a joke. But I trust Ghost enough to the point where I don't think they're gonna lie about that shit, because look how community orientated they are. That would really hurt their reputation. Okay, so let's bring a prime example of games which do DLC wrong. Now I think everyone knows what I'm gonna say here.
Forza, give me your money, bitch!
We talk about this every goddamn week. I swear on my life.
Yeah.
Do we?
Do we not? Do we not? Like, honestly.
Season passes. We never talk about season passes.
Well, DLC. I know we've slandered Forza every other week.
Okay, then let's use a different example. Let's use a different example. Payday 2. Payday 2. So CJ, do you want to explain what they did?
Payday's
Sure.
trash anyway. So
Basically, you don't know what Payday 2 is. It's basically a first-person shooter game where you rob banks. It's a 4-person co-op game where you rob banks. Anyway, back when the game was released, one of the developers was stated to have said, quote, "No, we do not have plans for releasing any DLC." He said something along the lines of that. I mean, not any DLC. I mean, any microtransactions in our game. And this was proved true for a number of years. However, over the years, the DLC started getting a lot more frequent and a lot more
Prominent.
terrible, to the point where you were getting a paid DLC every single month for Payday 2. And then every year they have this crime fest where they release like stuff, like free stuff for the game as long as people are playing and stuff. It's a community-driven event to where people can get free stuff for the game. However, during this year's Crime Fest, on one of the days, they announced that they were releasing this new system to where you could buy crates and cases and skins for your guns, and they would have an effect in game to where you would get a boost in stats and a boost in kills, and they made the guns easier to
Pay to win is what they did.
But the game's not pay to win.
That's a bad example. And the game, you have to pay for the game. And
what's worse is they lied and went behind the people's back earlier saying how they weren't going to implement microtransactions, and now they're doing it. And also, here's the kicker. It's not even over yet. About a week later, a couple days ago, they added even more skins. They added like this new edition stuff with all the DLC and stuff. They made it even worse by
Islam,
adding
okay.
more skins and microtransactions. Like, you know how skins in CS:GO work, where you can just get skins, buy a couple cents, get a new skin, but it
And
doesn't have
not
any
only
effect on the
that,
game.
but they added in even more skins.
No,
and
you
cases.
did it right. Even more skins.
But still,
Anyway,
just the fact that they're
no,
doing
CJ,
this.
shut up.
And
Let me talk. Okay, you've said.
I'm
your
not done
point.
yet.
You've repeated your point about 4 times. What else do you want to say? That they added more skins in? Chill,
No.
okay? You've told us your point. Now let me go. So that's one example of bad DLC. Another example is when you have content already on disc and then sell it and pretend like there isn't. Loads of gamers, and this Forza is one of the many. Now, DLC. What I want to do is I want it to be basically like it was in the PS2 era, where you get a game and that's everything on the disc. But you gotta keep in mind it's 2015 for a reason. I want that game to be expanded upon, like Need for Speed is. Otherwise, you can forget your DLC. I'm not buying your DLC. That's the same reason why I didn't buy Storm Island. That's the same reason why I'm not gonna buy any of the Forza 6 DLC or Horizon 3's Season Pass or whatever, because it's bullshit. Same with Black Ops. I'm not gonna buy Black Ops. It's bullshit. Halo is different because it's not actually got any on this DLC. So anything they release is actually like kind of Need for Speed similar thing. So I will support the developers for that. Even like The Crew, that's again a kind of a different story because they put a shit ton of effort into their thing, and that's obviously you can tell. I don't think I was pre-planned in any way. So, except I think the graphical update was, but the actual expansion wasn't until recently. So that's kind of a different story. I think some games do get kind of a let go on that. But yeah, DLC is a bitch.
Yeah.
Anyone else got anything to say on that before we go into the Q&A questions?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and go
Nope.
on to the Q&A question. Okay, so I actually went to Twitter as well to ask some questions. So we're going to be answering the Twitter questions first and then going to YouTube comments. So, first one is, can CJ sing Hello by Adele?
Oh my god.
I can, but if I did,
fucking
we
do
all
it
get
then. If
copyright
you can,
strikes.
we can do it.
You wait, hold up. How would you get a copyright strike for singing a cover of a song?
Because it's so good.
Okay, well,
I'm pitch perfect.
I don't really want a copyright strike, so should we leave that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh
Wait,
my
well, I
God.
can try.
You'll
I
not
can
get
try
a
and give it
copyright strike for
performance.
singing
I can
Adele
water
songs
down my
badly.
performance a bit,
bitch doesn't
but-
get it as a joke.
but yeah.
And this is a transition in the podcast where it turns into pure retardation.
No.
Okay, never mind. So CJ takes too long. So opinions. This is from Super Speed Chris. The last one was from Senor Clean. But anyway, next one is from Super Speed Chris, and he says opinions on the Need for Speed Edge beta trailer. Doesn't really show much. I think it looks like a Chinese ripoff of Rivals with some tuners, from what I can see.
That's
I
racist.
think
It's Korean.
I think it was an awful time to promote something so bland. At this time, I'm not even bothered anyway. We can't play it. It's not for us. It's for Korea. So I don't understand.
If they wanted me to get excited anyway, customization needed to be shown in that trailer. Needed to be. Even if a car just had different rims, it needed to be in it. It's a need now in a game for me. Like, I think.
Wait, is it a need?
It's a need for speed. Drew said this perfectly. He said, in his opinion, he thinks that personalization or customization should be more than just changing a paint on a car, and I completely agree. If you are going to put some type of customization in a game, it needs to be wrap editor, it needs to be paint, it needs to be body kits, and that should be the minimum in a racing game.
Hello? Is it me you're looking
Someone
for?
kick the back! Kick him! Oh my
What
god!
the fuck? CJ.
Oh,
Wait,
CJ,
hold up.
That's my singing.
He sang "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" and that's not Adele's song.
Oh shit, it's not.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ,
Well,
CJ.
I cocked up.
The autism is strong in this one.
Anyway, next question from Super Speed Chris. Expectations from the Wild Run DLC next week. This is actually something we forgot to talk about.
Ooh.
Next week? Whoa,
Tuesday.
what?
Tuesday. I need to buy it. I don't know what to buy it on.
3 days.
What are you guys thinking?
I'm not getting that then.
I'm thinking.
What are you guys thinking? Expectations.
Expectations, it's
I
gonna be
expect it
fucking
to.
awesome.
I expect it to be good, like the beta, but
I
that's
expect
really all I can really say.
more cars, more fun, more crew. That's all I want. More of the crew.
Yes.
That's literally what I want to go on a fucking huge road trip from like Nigeria to Gambia and so how do you feel about Need for Speed's upcoming content update? We kind of already talked about that. And those were all the questions from Super Speed Chris. Trying to look through it. I think that's all of the questions from my Twitter account. Has anyone else got theirs from their Twitters?
No, but I'm gonna check my video.
All right, so
Mine
I've got a few on my video. So I guess we'll go through these first. Trying to read through them quickly.
I have one.
Jay, where are your boxes? This is from 15 Willow. I don't want to know the backstory behind that question. I just
I mailed them back actually, Will. Timeouts. I mailed them back.
Really getting weird. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So, more questions.
I have one.
Yeah, CJ, I'm reading through mine. Did you not clearly hear? I said I'm reading through my questions and then we'll go on to yours. Okay, so next one is from Stance All Day, and there is. I wish I could kick you right now. I wish I could kick you, and I probably could actually, but I'm not going to. So. Stance All Day, he has 2 questions. He says, number 1, do you like the drift mechanics on the Crew Wild Run? And number 2, the 918 LaFerrari or P1?
Oh, I had that question on my Q&A like a few weeks ago.
Which one?
The P1 versus LaFerrari versus 918.
So we'll go for the first one. Drift mechanics on the Crew Wild Run. Do you like them? I love them. I absolutely love them. I think they've
I have
nailed
no
it.
clue.
It's just fuck you, Ski Stam. Why are you so good?
No, but I love it. I love the crew. I'm in love with that game again. It's just great. I just can't wait to get my hands on it and play it again. It's not something I play religiously, but it's something I'll go on every now and then just to have a break from Need for Speed and other games.
When we're playing Need for Speed for like probably 4 hours, and it's like, all right, I need to take a little bit of chill pill. Fucking Wild Run time.
And
hop on Wild Run.
When
have so much fun.
Yeah, that's when they'll cruise around. You can cruise around like aimlessly and have so much fun on that game. Any more stuff on that, or should we go on to the next one? So yeah, next question about the hypercars.
918.
P1.
918. 918.
918.
The 918 is better looking. It's faster.
Arguable.
And
it's all arguable stuff. I think the LaFerrari looked like it was drawn.
How are you telling me a 4-wheel drive car, which basically kind of levels out performance-wise, isn't faster than the P1?
That's not what the question was. It was what 918 P1. What would you rather have? I'd rather have a P1 each day.
I'm arguing. I'm telling you by the 918 it's better. I'm basically telling you your opinion's wrong. I'm telling you that you're wrong. You ain't got the answers, Cam.
The thing is,
you ain't got the answers.
P1,
you ain't got the answers, Cam.
From every single review I've read, from every single everything, from what I know, it's a true driver's car, and that's what McLaren aim to do. It's not okay in the sense that it's meant to go fast around the track, but its main purpose is to have fun in, and that is what.
Its main purpose is to be good on the track, and that's it. Its
main
purpose is to be a mechanical machine. I'm not doubting that car is not immaculate.
The LaFerrari looks like the back of the LaFerrari looks like it was drawn by a 5-year-old.
The LaFerrari is disgusting. I hate the LaFerrari. I don't like it at all.
The front of it's alright, but the back of it looks like it was drawn by CJ.
I think the 918. I don't even like Porsches that much, but the 918 is.
Neither. I hate Porsches.
It's a very gorgeous car, man. It is very good looking.
The P1 just has something about it. I'm not sure whether it's that in a console, or if it's the steering wheel, or if it's just McLaren and it's like me being a bit, British master race, and a bit,
No, that's not. That's false.
I don't know really? What it is. Not really, not necessarily.
And then exotic CJ says all of them. Next question.
Okay, next question.
See, exotic CJ's in here. Exotic CJ died with rivals.
Next question. What would your reaction be if Need for Speed Edge was Ventura Bay combined with Redview and Fairhaven? It won't happen.
No.
I don't think that would work. I think it would only work if his rivals in Hot Pursuit.
If that happened, I'll be pretty happy about that if that happened. But I think it would obviously lack the inner city areas, which I'd like to see. I'd like him to create a new, different world, but that won't happen. So sad really. I mean, they could always create something on top of what they have already with Fairhaven. No.
Yeah, because with the red view, with Need for Speed World, like you know, in the part of the highway where you go past the dam. There's in Need for Speed World they added in an observatory right next to that dam.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in carbon.
Fairhaven's the one from Most Wanted 2012, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That could work. Redview and Fairhaven could work. I think that could work really well. I got mixed up there. Anything else before we go on to the next one?
No.
All right. Next, and that was from Gaming with Cyborgs 25. Is from Adrian 485. Sorry. And his first question is: which story is better, the Need for Speed 2015 or the Crew? I'm gonna say the Crew.
Need for Speed 2015.
The
Crew.
It just feels a lot better.
The Crew.
The Cruise was just your typical, oh my god, I'm an undercover FBI.
Yeah, but it had more.
That's why it's better. That's why it's better.
It had a storyline. I don't think like Need for Speed.
I'm not gonna lie. I love Need for Speed. I'm fanboying over it at the moment. It's great. I love it. I'm on it every day. But that's one thing I think they did very poorly. It's pick actors, and whoever wrote the script didn't write it properly because it's just.
I think
I really like.
That was fine. It just needed a bad guy.
I don't know. So you're telling me the acting's not
Yeah,
so
I get what you mean.
If it had a bad guy, it wouldn't be. It would be fine. That's what
you need a conflict in a story, and Need for Speed lacked that.
But even I think the story was trying to be realistic, but then it wasn't at the same time. It was weird. Whereas past Need for Speed games aren't realistic. Nothing about them is realistic.
All of them are cheesy. It's just they needed a bad guy.
Minus a few. The runner.
Minus a few.
You're blocking out
saying...
something I'm saying here. You're blocking out something I'm saying though. I'm not saying it needs to be. I'm not saying it needs to be. It doesn't need to be cheesy. They've all been cheesy, but this one is trying to be cheesy and then realistic simultaneously, and it doesn't work. It makes it cringy, not cheesy. I didn't go through the story mode of Most Wanted and say, "Oh God, why did you just say that?" Or when Razor goes mad.
I do sometimes, like
first I'm gonna take your ride.
He's in a Supra and he comes up and he's like, he's like, oh, what the frick are you doing? You absolute madman.
Ronnie has like some fucking autistic seizure in front of you.
I don't know what was happening. And what else? There's a few other times where I was a bit confused to what was happening. But there was less moments in Most Wanted 2005.
What is it that the cross says? Cross says something.
Everyone! Yeah, that was another one. That was when I just started laughing. But no, actually, first time I'll tell a lie. First time I completed it, I was like, oh my god, because I was 7 years old. I thought that shit was cool. But when you play it more recently, you just start laughing. You can't help but laugh.
It's like when I was playing through my Most Wanted Let's Play back in April. When that happened, I fucking laughed my ass off.
I'll never forget the Ronnie cutscene though. I need to find it afterwards. I want to watch it when he comes up in his Supra and he comes up. He's like, he looks at you. He's like, he's fucking giving in it, and I want to watch that. That was great. But yeah, go back to your question. For me, the Crew. I think Jay said the Crew, Rich said the Crew, and then CJ said Need for Speed. Anything else? But we want to go into the next one.
Nope. Yep.
All right. The next one, still from Adrian. He says, "Has the Need for Speed, the new Need for Speed, had any great effect on your channel?" So, Jay, I think you should take this first. To be honest.
Oh God,
that is an understatement. That is hands down the best thing to happen to me.
Wait,
recently.
Jay, are you at 500 right now? Because I remember last night you're at 489.
Currently, I'm at 513.
What the fuck?
So
CJ,
I don't really.
So Jay is spreading like wildfire. Niner.
Well, yeah, I think it has for almost all of us in this call. Because I mean, CJ had a little bit for you, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're gonna go one by one. Don't worry. We're gonna tell our individual stories. That's why I'm saying you first.
Okay. So I hit 900 on October 25th, and today I'm sitting at 991. So I've gotten 91 subscribers in 3 weeks, which is insane. Maybe not as insane as Jay though, because Jay's on crack cocaine. But that's crazy. 103,
Jay's
and I
channel's
think
on speed.
in the last 28 days, it says on my analytics, it says 103. Yeah, 103 in the last 28.
Yeah. CJ?
Yes. Subscriber wise, my subscriber count's been broken or something. It's been stagnant for a while. But views wise, it pushed my channel to past 200,000 views. So there's that. I'm currently sitting at 202,775 views. And a lot of my videos are getting a lot of views as well. More so than I usually got when I was doing
Mine are starting to level out now. They're starting to go back to normal. But on the release week
Yeah,
and EA
definitely.
Access, I had videos over 200 views. I mean,
Yeah.
and like right now I'm getting around 100. I'm not saying that's not a lot, because it's just average for me. I don't know.
I'm like my car build videos are doing especially well. I mean, my RSX build, under 250 horsepower RSX build's approaching 2,000 views.
Yeah, my A86 video has 4K.
My Becoming the Ultimate Outlaw video has 847.
My S2K video.
My
has
Mountain Battles
29K.
video that I did with you and Cam is almost at
Okay,
300.
we don't care, CJ. Like, I'm getting out of the speedway, CJ.
Okay. Can I have my turn, please?
Yeah.
So, it's been ridiculous. I think it's mainly the fact that I got like all the promotion from Need for Speed themselves. I think that helped a shit ton.
Cheater.
Without that, I don't think I would have had the bigger push I had. A lot of my videos are just ridiculous, over 10k. Some of them, a lot of them are in the thousands. I think at one point I got 100 subs in one day. That's fucking mad. Like that's insane. Everything's starting to level out now. I'm getting like 20-ish per day. And that's still like mad. Before I was getting like 5 or 3, and now I'm getting 20, and it's like what? I'm slowly approaching 5k, and I only made my 4k subscriber special like a few days ago. So it's mad. I'm like almost on 4.6. No debt, no debt. No, it's almost too much to take in. I think it's, even if people haven't subscribed, but just seeing me on the Need for Speed page, it's like it reminds you next time you see that person, like he's kind of professional because I saw him on the Need for Speed page sort of thing, if you know what I mean.
Oh, he's fucking professional. It's fame.
He's like, I'm trying to be serious with y'all right now. If you see someone somewhere in an advertisement, you think of that, think that's like a company almost. Like that's someone who's doing something, and they're making strides, and I feel like even if someone doesn't subscribe to me.
Imagine CJ there, and then they went on their channel, and he's like, this person's like, this kid's autistic.
BRB is gonna go jump out my window. No, yeah, it's been mad for me. I think we can say safely for all of us, it's helped us quite a lot. Jay more so. I don't know how Jay's blown up so much.
Me neither.
Like when
what is that? Like your channel doubled in size in 2 weeks. It went from 220 to 513 in a matter of.
I legit can't. I don't know. In
a matter of fuck you.
And you don't know where your videos have been shared, or if you just got lucky in the search stuff. Like you don't know how it happened.
Put it in this perspective. From Sunday to now, I got 130 subscribers.
That's rivaling me. Like, and you got to keep in mind, I've been doing this shit for like how many years?
I honestly, like, I'm gonna say this because I don't think I'm gonna make a 500 subscriber special, but I'm not gonna make it as in depth as my last one. I'm just gonna speak, but I want to just say this, especially to people who might not watch all of my videos, but some of them. And if you watch this, in fact, I can speak on everyone's behalf. It means so much to people. Like, it means so much. Like, it may not seem like anything to you if you watch us, but the work and effort that we put into these things, even if we are small, it's incredible to see people feedback, even if it's bad feedback. Even if it's saying, "Oh, your build shit," at least you are paying attention to what I'm doing.
No matter what subscriber count you're at, I think when you hit 50, 100, 500, 1,000.
I still think today 100 was the biggest one. But I remember being so happy when I hit 100. That shit.
Yeah, 100 was sick.
It was crazy.
Because 100 is it's that distinct number. When you hit 100, like whoa, it's 100 people. That's enough to fill like theaters. It's my
and Jay left.
John.
Jay. Man down. Does someone want to go to that plane?
Someone take his YouTube channel, please.
Give me his subscribers.
Yeah, it is just mad. Like, I don't get how Jay especially is good. Like, especially when I was on like only like that many 400 subs last year, I was growing big. Like the fastest I think in the racing community at that time. I think it was. I remember I looked somewhere, and like for how big I was, it was like the biggest. And I was getting 100 every like 2 weeks in the fucking summer before like everything blew up. I remember that shit, and I remember I remember CJ remembers that shit because we always used to be in calls talking about it. And
Yeah.
like
Every week you would upload like a freaking new subscriber special video.
like literally, and I can kind of see where Jay's coming from, especially fact from now. It's the fact it's in this kind of period during Need for Speed launch, and I can kind of relate in that way, but it's still so fast. It's a bit mad. I don't get how it's. I don't know how he's managed to get 40k views on a video with such a little subscriber count. I think his thumbnails have got a lot to do with it. You know, the graphics, because when you see that thumbnail, it looks so good. You just want to. I think that's what it is. And I think it's that mixed with the good tags, and it may or may not have been shared somewhere. And I don't know, it's just mad. Absolutely mad. I mean, to be honest, the key to YouTube is just perseverance. That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Perseverance, and you will get there. I'm looking through some of my videos right now, it's just mad.
Persevere through the hard times, the stagnant times when your sub count isn't growing for some reason. Freaking YouTube, freaking yeah. But just
no, like it's legit. Like I've been up until this week, I've been getting like 60 subs per day, which just think about that. That's huge. That's mad. And then this week it's suddenly gone down to 20. But even then, like although it is less than what I usually get, you still go through the times. A, because you enjoy it, and B, because it's just so fucking fun.
Yeah,
like, that's what pushes you through it. Like I'm just looking.
That's one thing as well. That's one thing. If you don't enjoy making videos, if you don't smile after, or smile during your editing or something like that, then you should stop, because there's no passion behind it, and there has to be for you to be even.
I don't think necessarily that hardcore. Like I don't smile. I don't randomly go when I'm editing.
Yeah.
I think
so. All right then. That's probably because you. That's probably because you don't really make videos that.
No, even
you make a lot of.
I do make quite a few. I'll make like.
I think out of everything, I don't know if I'm opposite of some people, but not making the video, but editing it, making it your own with your own style and stuff makes me want to do even more.
I think what
just editing in general, I love it.
When you just kind of sit back and look through everything, that's what gets me and puts a smile on my face. Is when you do all the work and then see everything in black and white. You see all all the people commenting and all that kind of stuff. That's what gets me when I'm editing and stuff. Like it's just editing. Like I don't really treat it as anything special in a sense. I think for me the best part is when you turn on that camera. Whatever issues you're having behind the scenes, or if something's going wrong, maybe you're fucking up at school, or whatever issues. As soon as you put on that camera, yeah, and as soon as you press record, you forget everything for 5 minutes. Do you guys have that same feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. For when you have that camera on for 5 minutes, that's no one can say.
I think it's the same. Maybe it's the same as watching someone's videos, like even watching someone else.
But it's more so when it's you.
Maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know. I just find editing really a big part in what I do, and
same.
I just I don't mean smile as in I just sit there like with a smirk on my face. I mean like just giggle at certain things and just certain ideas like, oh yeah, this is gonna look good. And I don't mean like sitting there fully laughing at everything I do. I don't mean like that. I mean like just
I guess if you do montages, because it's more. But like if you do commentaries, it's a bit harder to get those same feelings. Like I remember when I was doing my 4K subscriber special thing, and I had that idea at the start with the and I said that, and we were in a call, and I was like, oh, what a sick idea. I mean, it's different when you do montage. When commentaries, for me, I feel like I get more of that sensation when I'm actually recording.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on really what you do, but I think we all know what you mean by the sense that it's like For me, I don't know. I'm just grateful. That's like the only way. It really humbles me to see when you hit subscriber marks. I'm not sure if that's a cocky thing to say. It shouldn't be.
No, being humble means you're not cocky.
Like,
It's
when you see, like, even just like the views, like if you see the views consistently stay the same or like just something around there, it kind of humbles you in a sense. It's like, whoa, people actually care. Like when people say shit like you're my favorite YouTuber, or you know your content's good, or that kind of stuff, especially on the subscriber specials, that's more prominent because obviously it's a landmark for you and people want to celebrate that almost. Like if they want to congratulate, and I understand why, but like when you see that on those videos especially, it's like it always gets me on subscriber specials because it's like when you look back on that video, you're gonna see all those comments, and it's kind of like a progression of how far you've come. So you'll see your 100 subscriber special and you'll see all your comments, and there might be 3. And then you'll come to like my 4K one, for example, and there's like 100 or so, 200. And it's just seeing that progression. I don't know. That's what is for me for YouTube. That's just, it makes it a completely different thing. I could sit and talk about this for days. I literally could.
Yeah.
And that
was us responding to a comment.
That was the end of my questions. I mean, I mean, we could talk about YouTube for a bit if you guys really wanted to.
All right, but I just want to bang this question out of the way quick. It's a pretty straightforward question. This one's from Kyle McCarthy. He asks, he says, I love your vids, but are you actually autistic? Because I can't tell.
That's a yes.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. My parents don't want to believe so, but several therapists have said you have something wrong with you. But my parents
they were like, yeah, that kid has got something wrong with him.
yeah. But most of it's probably, like, they point to Asperger's syndrome, which is in the autistic spectrum, but my parents have said, no, you don't. Mainly because they don't want me to use it as a crutch for the rest of my life, which I'm not gonna anyway, but... So technically, yes, but my parents have always raised me saying, nah, you're fine. You're completely fine.
All right, so going on to the
yeah.
YouTube thing. So I think one thing with YouTube, and I'm not sure if you guys feel the same, is when you are in those dragging points, like
right now,
like you don't ever want to quit, so to say.
Oh, I was going through that in February, March.
I never feel the need to quit, even when I was getting 10 views on my initial D videos. I never, like, that was after 24 hours. A channel with over like 1K subscribers got 10 views on a video. Like, that was like the lowest point I've been. But I never felt the urge to quit. It was more so to persevering, because like there's always something more after the kind of drought, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And there has been quitting points, don't get me wrong, that's not what I'm saying, but what's the closest you guys have been getting to quitting?
When I started doing YouTube in 2012, it was just kind of like, why the hell not create a channel? I never had I uploaded maybe like once a month and stuff, so I never really quit, but there have been times where I've gotten close, not to quitting, but to sub for subbing, just to get more subs and stuff. Back when I had like 280 subscribers, I announced I was going to do a 300 sub Q&A, and guess what? It took me 4 months to get from 280 to 300, and the entire time I just felt like just sub for subbing to get it over with.
Back then, I didn't really think anything of sub counts. When I was at 200.
I mean, right now I'm kind of
now you think about it, but when you're at like 200, well, I don't know. For me, since I just did it just for shits and giggles, like Jay does it because he does montages and things. Like he makes some pretty good videos. But back then, I just did videos with friends, and I didn't give a shit about what I was doing, so I didn't really care about how many subs I had back then.
To be fair, I don't think I've had a drought. I don't think I've had a drought yet. Okay, I'll carry on. I don't feel like I've had a...
Can you be quiet, please?
Could you be quiet, please?
You could hear that, couldn't you?
Yeah. I don't think I've had a section yet where I thought, why am I not getting subs? What the hell? What is this? I should be gaining at this point. What? Because I don't do this to to get popular. I'm doing it because it's fun. It's a hobby. It's something I enjoy to do. And even if I don't get anywhere with it, I'll carry on doing it as long as I can because it's fun. I enjoy it. I've met people through it. I've gained social skills. I've gained actual skills like with Vegas and stuff. I couldn't use Vegas before I started YouTube.
When you don't do that,
the fuck is this?
when you don't do that, that's what makes you want to quit.
Yeah.
When you don't do what?
Get friends, really improve with video editing, and that's where I was before I joined the racing community. I wasn't getting any of that at all. Besides, I mean, it was cool to see subs and stuff like go up, but really, I wasn't really getting anything out of it. And all the subs that were there, a lot of them were just to use you for coins, for FIFA coins. There's a few I can name off the top of my head. Tahihi, he won't watch this. And Tomo FIFA HD or something across those lines. A few ones here and there who actually came and watched, like, and they were big fans. And there's loads I can name off the top of my head. But back then it was almost depressing to see how much work and effort you put in, how little recognition you got, just because of how saturated FIFA was. And then you come over to racing games, and it's just a lot different. I still do get a bit upset when, you know, say, for example, the initial video got 10 views. When you spend so long editing it, and when you have videos that are literally, you ask questions in that video so you can record it in the next video and say, oh, in this episode, I'm going to upgrade this because you guys told me to, and no one says anything. It's like, who am I talking to? There's no one there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, those 10 views could be accidental for all I know. Like, that's how I felt. Like, a couple of them could have been me refreshing the page to see if there's any comments, and then a few of them could have been someone clicking on by accident and clicking off. So it's like, that's what really got me. But I've never felt the need to quit after I joined the racing community. Never.
Exactly.
Guys, I'm gonna leave you to join the FIFA community. Bye.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Need to throw your chair as well.
Okay. Alright, hey guys, today I'm doing my first
Strip
FIFA unboxing.
Strip FIFA.
Oh yeah.
You're
Oh
doing
god.
Let's do the lucky nose pack. Alright.
Let's do the lucky Ronnie pack.
oh, team of the season, Nazi!
Jesus Christ.
I'm guilty of it. Like, I was fake
man.
as shit back in the FIFA community. I ain't gonna lie. I was fake as shit. I'm actually kind of a bit weird.
He broke it.
No.
Oh, I thought you broke it.
What's he looking at? Has he done something to his wall?
He did something. You can tell by his face.
Let's have a look.
Look at that.
Oh, that's in his door. Idiot.
He's
Oh my
actually
God.
done what people do there. Anyway, yeah.
So like, he used some of the FIFA coins he got to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, like the FIFA community, I don't know, never go back. I was young and stupid back then. Never do that ever again. That was an awful decision to ever do that. Have we got anything else to say before we go? Nice 2 hour long 40th anniversary Drivecast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 hours?
I didn't actually think we'd get to 40 subs, especially when we kind of went on the hiatus after the first episode.
Before we go, let's talk about that because okay, let's start off with the first episode. That shit was a bit of a joke. Like, it was kind of a jokey idea. We didn't really think it was ever going to go anywhere. And that was when it was just me, CJ, and I Am the Most Wanted, who probably gave up YouTube by now, I think, maybe.
Nah, he makes videos every once in a while.
But not like professionally, quote unquote. With like,
Yeah, he
air
does
quotes.
it as like I'm bored, I'm going to make a video sort of thing.
Like, we do it professionally, almost. But like, yeah, so we started off there, and I didn't think it was going to go anywhere past 10. I had kind of aspirations that it would. Richard, when did you join? What episode?
His first episode.
When did I?
That doesn't tell me the number though. What number episode?
When did I become host, or when did I come on as a special guest?
Both.
Okay, so I came in as the special guest on, I forgot what episode it was, but it was on your birthday, Cam, because it was April 11th, and you had a fucking two Fast and Furious things. I think one was a Fast and Furious 7 poster.
Yeah.
You were showing that before I started. I'm like, cool, man. And then we started recording, and then afterwards he's like, all right, babes, I'm gonna go because I gotta do things. Bye. And then call ended. And then I think I came in. I forgot what number Hassiel was on. Was it 19?
You were a guest twice. Yeah, you were a guest twice.
Oh, I came on 18, and then Jay came on next, and then I came host.
I don't understand that. I thought that Drivecast was a lot more. I was. This is gonna sound pathetic, but I was actually quite nervous because I thought you.
Same.
I didn't know what type of people I was dealing with. I didn't know. CJ to me sounded like one of those big buff American guys. Like, I didn't know you were like a 15-year-old kid with autism.
How old did you think I was?
A little Asian boy and a Chinese guy. And a Mexican. I didn't know I was dealing with those type of people. So it's weird. I find it strange. I didn't expect myself to be so friendly with you now. I actually didn't. I had no idea.
Yeah, like even after calls, we like touch each other.
Okay, so now
no. What did you join on? What episodes did you join on?
Hold on. I'm actually checking on your channel right now.
Jay, what episode did you join on? Do you know?
No, I'm going to look.
No, he joined in an episode after me, I think. Hold on.
All right. Just to carry on with the story before Nina finds all the shit.
I found it real quick. So I came on episode 11, U.S. Reign Supreme.
Oh, that one.
And afterwards, that one was R.I.P. Speedway. That's when Speedway made his return from his rat situation. And 13J was on. And then I came on again on 17. And then Jay came on at 18. And then I became host 19 with Hasiel Cordoba.
And what was that? Was that called News?
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Well, you better remember that.
I actually I was doing homework. I was doing homework a few days ago, and I rewatched that one, the one with Hasiel.
Yeah. That was started off as a joke because he became an emoticon on my forum, and then it kind of just spiraled out of control. And then he actually came on the podcast, which was ridiculous. I still can't get past over that. Anyway, episode 2, was that with Greg or was that with me and
Speedway?
It was me, you, and Speedway.
And
we had Speedway on as a guest, and
that was when we invited Speedway as a guest, and then he came on because he thought he was a host, but we thought he's got potential, unless he actually can't stay here, like he can't today. And then but we asked him to be on, and he was on, and then we kind of just we went drive. We didn't really hang out as a group, really. We kind of did Drivecast and left until like Nina came on, and then we kind of. I feel like before. We were friends and stuff, but we weren't like close. But then as soon as like Nina came on, that was when it really started. It's like it was Skype basically every single day.
We're penis touching close.
Yeah.
It was basically like Skype calls every single day.
Yeah.
Like you can't do anything to it.
No, it's like this, and then here's CJ.
But like on a serious note, then Nina came on around episode 13. You said something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, it was 11. It was
11. And then after that, we kind of became more of a closer group. And I think you can tell there's more chemistry now compared to the first few episodes.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a lot more fluent now. When you go for a bit deeper in, like I can call CJ fucking autistic and he's got Down syndrome. Partially because it's true, partially because we have such good chemistry.
I remember
that was just an excuse to call you an autistic. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I remember the first when I first saw Niner on the screen. Like I asked, "Oh, Cam, I come on to Drivecast in the morning." Cam goes, "Oh, we're having a guest on today." I'm like, "Oh, cool." And he goes, "A really cool guy." And then Niner comes on, and the first thing that pops into my mind is, "Oh my god, he's Asian."
Oh my
oh my god! But I'm not, you asshole.
Wait, so the first thing you saw me was, "Oh, he's black."
No, because you told us.
Yes, it was.
Black.
Don't lie. If you thought, "Oh, he's Asian and he's white," then you must have thought because I am actually black and I speak like a black person.
When you look at Niner from his side, like when he was licking his wall, he looked white as like just look back at your door again.
He's white.
Look how he looks so much whiter there than he does before.
Yeah, he does. Just the fact that his hair kind of looks pointy, it's just when like on the side.
We've had a mix.
Oh my god!
We've had a mix of both good and bad guests. I'm not gonna slate anyone, but there's been some. Damn.
What did you actually say?
Huh?
What?
I'm not gonna say who the people were, but there was definitely some.
We've had a mix of good and bad guests.
Very good. I mean, CJ still thinks he's a host, I need to break the news to you. You've been a guest since day one, but
No.
your time is up. Your time is now. You can't.
Everyone's a lie.
And he makes it
Oh
autistic.
my god.
Yeah, that's been a mix of good and bad guests. I think the point where Drivecast really changed for the better was the reboot on the second episode.
Yeah.
That was literally when things
Wait,
just
When
turned
we
around.
introduced
Wait, how can
webcams.
you say that when you only did one episode before?
Exactly.
How can you say
Exactly.
the turning point for something
Exactly.
that's
We did one
only
episode and took like a 2-month hiatus and came back.
Yeah. First episode was Christmas Eve. Oh, by the way, we have to do an episode on Christmas Eve because that's our 1-year anniversary.
No, we don't.
And yeah, we do.
That's not a Saturday, you dickhead. We do Drivecast on Saturdays.
Oh my god, then do a special episode and then we do another one on 28th.
No, are you mad? I've got things to do on Christmas Eve. Like,
Exactly. You can't
Well,
sit
then
down.
we have stuff to do on Christmas Eve last year.
You were younger last year. You had less responsibility last year.
no, CJ, that's a
things-
stupid idea. We're just going to do a 1-year anniversary on the weekend it happens, on the Saturday.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's
Whatever.
Boxing Day anyway, 26th.
No, the 28th.
They don't have
Christmas is on
Boxing.
Friday, isn't it?
They don't have
No,
Boxing
Christmas
Day.
Eve. Oh no, I'm looking at November's calendar.
They don't have
It would be quote unquote Boxing Day, whatever.
Boxing
They
Day is just
don't
the day
have
after
that.
Christmas. That big. It's just a day for the day after Christmas. The day after Christmas.
Yeah,
is
we
only
have
goes
it
to
here
Boxing Day.
too, CJ. Yeah, cock.
Oh, no, we don't.
It wasn't even CJ. It was Jay. Anyway,
Whatever, it's the same shit.
But
think-
yeah,
Drivecast
Well, it's
has
not. One's an autistic white boy and one's a black person.
Well, you both
Pretty-
have J in your
He's
name, so
labelled
kill
himself as a black
yourself.
person.
but,
Nah,
but
I
yeah,
think-
just looking at the up to speed and seeing like how that kind of ended, just something. I honestly thought ours would end the same way, but
Up to Speed was a lot more professional. I haven't really talked about Up to Speed at all because no
Do you know
one
why
really
Up to
asked
Speed was
me.
more professional? Do you want to know why it was more professional?
CJ
Because
was
EK was there. EK was there.
No, it's probably because less comfortable
yeah,
with
it
the
seems a
people he
lot.
was doing it with.
Seems a lot more straightforward and
Martin.
not to
I
say it was
still talk
bad.
to
It's,
Martin now.
I watched it every weekend
I
or
still
whenever.
talk, I still
Commute away.
talk to Martin now.
Yeah.
Like pretty dead. And then
Yeah, they're
Theo,
cool
we have a
people.
long history. I'm not gonna go into details because this is going on the internet, but we have a long history. It's okay now.
Well, you guys talked about the up to speed thing on episode 23 or whatever that was.
Did we?
Yeah, you guys talked about your breakup.
Break up.
Break up.
Yeah, like it all started because EK joined. I remember that. I was like, we didn't know EK was joining. Me and Martin have a clue. Theo was like, "Come on, join in," and I was like, "No." and now you can evidently see why. 69.
Dude.
Yeah, there's obviously evident reasons why I didn't like that fact, and I left. And that was basically it.
But yeah.
I'm not sure how I might have explained differently, but
Plus, I never got paid for coming up with the name, so there's that.
you can kill yourself. Yeah, up
I know
to
that-
speed,
yeah,
was
that's
good.
what
I think that definitely could have lasted longer.
Yeah.
I'm glad I went through with Drivecast though. Like,
Whoop,
like
whoop.
I think the original reason why Drivecast started was because I left Up to Speed and wanted to create another podcast, and CJ and Greg at the time were up for it. So I didn't want to
Yeah.
just drop the podcast idea because it was a really good idea. I remember we were going through names, and we got to the point where we were going to call it the SUH podcast.
Oh my god.
I remember that specific thing. I'm like, looking back on that now, if this was called the SUH pod, I would feel like such an ignorant bastard.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. I think Drivecast goes really well. And I remember for the
Yeah.
first few weeks, because when we launched the podcast, Drive Club came out, and we kept on calling it Drive Club instead of.
I do that now. I do that now.
Yeah, I think everyone's done it now, at least once.
I remember that. But I think Drivecast is a good name. In a few years' time, when Drive Club goes down the toilet and we're still doing YouTube in like 10 years, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that's it. Anything to say before we go? We rambled on for a good 15 minutes then.
Yeah.
God save Drivecast.
Thanks everyone who watches Drivecast. Thank you all for watching us thus far.
Okay,
This is
actually,
really only the beginning.
I've got something to say because I can say this better than CJ can.
Yeah.
Jesus
Without
Christ.
you guys who are listening to this right now, there wouldn't be a Drivecast, and it's honestly as simple as that. That is the bottom line. Anyway, if you guys have enjoyed, make sure to go ahead and drop us some Q&A questions for next week, as well as leave a like and subscribe. Any last words before we go, guys? Oh, actually, I'm not done yet. Go subscribe to our channels if CJ remembers to put it in the description. Now, any last words?
Not really.
I'm not saying
No,
wildcard
CJ, you
yet.
killed it.
I'm not saying
CJ.
wildcard yet. I'm not going to...
CJ, you killed it. You should kill yourself.
No.
Okay,
Just say something loud. Just say something loud.
69!